Hello everyone, welcome back to Sonic and the Side Quests. This is a 2-day event focused on the Sonic the Hedgehog series and the categories around it that involve doing a little more than just beating the game. We're on day 2, and coming up we have FocusSight with Sonic 06. How are you doing, Focus?
I have not been able to sleep very well because I've been so excited to show you all this. Really, genuinely, this is... I want to just thank Amber and everyone who was on their staff for getting this event organized, because this is going to be incredible. This is Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 Silver Story All Gold Medals. You might be familiar with, like, even when I ran at GDQ 2020, I ran No Mission Select Glitch, which has now been named No Credits Warp. It's still a great category. I think Silver Story is really fun as a speedrun, but All Gold Medals is very unique. And why is that? So, you might be familiar with the Adventure series, which has emblems like SA1 and SA2. 06 does have its own equivalent. It has gold medals, the Soliana gold medals, and they function in pretty much the same way. We have silvers here, and silver has a total of 56. Our goal in this category is to get all 56 of them, which involves playing every single mission with an S rank, playing every single stage, including their hard modes with an S rank, and collecting all the silver medals throughout the entire story. There's 120 in silver. Which is kind of funny because he doesn't have the most silver medals, but, you know, name changes and whatnot. So we need to get 73 total in this save file for us to go. So I will come back to this screen to verify that we have a fully complete run at the end of this. This is really fun. I don't know how else to explain this. This has become my favorite category in just like a few months' time. Because it's so strategic in comparison to just go through the stage as fast as possible. It's go through the stage as fast as possible, keeping like 7 different things in the back part of your head, you know. So it's really quite fun. It's also really technical, as Silver Story can be, so I will be talking a fair bit, and I might speak a little bit fast at the beginning. I do apologize for that, but it's going to be a fun time. We're going to learn a lot. We're going to have a lot of, you know, just fast-paced, psychokinetic action. And one last thing before I begin, we have a save file here that has Sonic complete to 93%. This is because I have the gems unlocked as Sonic, certain ones, and we can use them in Silver Story. Because you need to actually play through Sonic Story to unlock silvers, this is allowed. So that's just the save file I have here, and we will use those gems at a later point in the run. But without further ado, are we ready on time?
I believe we are.
All right, so I'll give a countdown, and we're going to get ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. First things first, we're already getting into the technical stuff. That's Silver Story for you. We're going to talk about telethrow. This is a fairly recent trick found about 9 months ago, and it was found by accident. Basically, as Silver, you can lift objects by standing on them and pressing RT. At that point, if you're standing at a steep angle and try to throw the object, the game is going to throw it quote-unquote down, but because of the way we're orientated, down is now like slightly up and forward, as you can see, allowing me to throw myself on any object so long as I have the right steepness. This is a pivotal trick in Silver Story nowadays, and it has saved so much time, because it is the epitome of a trick that is easy to learn but hard to master. All it takes is just the right alignments and then the right inputs. It's not even like there's not a tight window for them. There's pretty simple mechanics at the heart of it, but trying to do it on certain objects can be very tricky, especially ones that have very small surfaces, and trying not to fall off. But in All Gold Medals, the main thing I want to talk about right now is the fact that we have to get these silver medals. There are a total of 120 in Silver Story, and there are 10 per main stage. There are 9 main stages, so that is a total of 90 there. And there are 30 additional ones in the hub world. These are scattered throughout the stages, and as you saw there, you can restart, and actually, if you've collected the silver medals, they'll remain collected. So you can do certain strats that involve death warps or resetting, which is pretty neat because it changes the way we go through the stage. Up next, we have Blaze here. She is our second main playstyle in Silver Story, and the most casually fastest, although as you can see from telethrow, Silver can go pretty fast too. She has a few different tricks of her own, and the one we're going to talk about is the Advanced Fire Claw, which is a bit of a misnomer. It should be called the Advanced Spinning Claw. As Blaze, you have this move called the Spinning Claw, which can be done by holding X and then letting go. If you let go of the frame after you jump, you're able to maintain the momentum of whatever you had on the ground, which allows you to build up speed and then release it really quickly. Let's see if I get it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try one more time. A little bit of a tricky trick. Okay. Not gonna risk it again, but we'll hopefully see the AFC later. It's pretty difficult to do because it's, you know, a single frame, but If you get it, it's really cool. And we don't actually see it that much in No Credits Warp, the main category for silver anymore. So this is like one of the... This is where you see all the strats that were once... that have been rewritten because of telethrow. You see them again because you need to go through the stages more. Gonna get a 1-up here, and now I'm gonna hold X while I go into this load screen. Why am I holding X? This game is something really weird with its inputs. If you hold an input into a loading screen and let go, the game is going to input that button first frame the next area you load into. So for that, pressing X is just the homing attack, or Fire Call as Blaze, which allows us to break out of automation here, and I can get onto this rooftop. I can then go around like so, and we've skipped silver. While silver is faster with the telethrow in like No Credits Warp, it's very difficult to use telethrows to get around these areas and get all these silver medals. There are 4 in this section. So, okay, there we go. Over here. Oh. Yeah, you want to be careful not to get hit too much. But this is a pretty unique stage in that it's what we call an automatic S rank. So certain stages in the game, we are so fast that the time bonus we get is sufficient enough to get the S rank for us. So we don't need to worry about other score as a result, and so I'm not too worried about this. And there we go, that's the first stage of the run done. And it should be done with all 10 silver medals for it, so... It's an automatic S rank, as you can see there, because oftentimes in stages, the S rank requirement is 50k. This isn't always the case for bosses, it's typically 30k, and for missions it can range quite a bit. It can range from like as low as 30k to as much as 60k. We did get all the silver medals, great, and so we get 3 gold medals from that. You get, if you collect all the silver medals in a stage, that gives you 1 gold medal, and if you get an S rank, that gives you another. Completing the stage by itself is a gold medal too. So... And just like that, Crisis City is over. And now we get into our first boss, which is Iblis Phase 1. He also comes in the Phase 3 variety, but we don't talk about Phase 2. It's not in this story. It's kind of funny how the main antagonist to Silver's story, you get to fight Phase 1 and 3, but not 2. 2 doesn't happen. And so we get into our first bit of combat as Silver. And so... let's see how it goes. Silver is obviously has the power of psychokinesis, and so he can pick up objects at his own will. It uses the action gauge at the bottom right, which is how all of Silver's actions are pretty much limited, so you do keep management of that in mind. But the main thing I want to bring home about object mechanics is that the order you throw objects is the order you pick them up. So this big rock on the right is going to be thrown first. And then on these 2 ones after are going to be thrown right then and there. And there we go. So keeping a spatial awareness in Silver is really important because these objects can destroy one another, which, trust me, is frustrating. There we go. That's Iblis Phase 1 done. I was a bit worried about that, but as you can see, the object mechanics do matter. How they're, picked up can block each other or make them explode or make you die. Those are fun. And that is Iblis Phase 1. The other main important thing about combat in that regard is that you don't want to spam objects constantly. That will basically just waste ammunition on certain bosses, like Iblis Phase 1, Phase 3, and also Egg Genesis. Other bosses, though, it's a little bit different. So yeah, that is... we so far have everything we need to collect, which is good. We have 5 gold medals, and I actually have on my own timer on my own end, I have like a set of counters to make sure I'm keeping track of it. And so now at this point in the story, because this game has a story, I guess, we have been sent back to the present from the future because Mephiles has basically convinced us that a 16-year-old boy is the reason why the devil exists in the future. Makes sense, makes perfect sense. So we're gonna go try to find the 16-year-old boy that's the cause of all our woes. But before that, as I was mentioning with Telethrow, this is just an incredible trick because it's any object, literally any object you can lift up, you can telethrow. I can also adjust myself on an object to switch it up and move around differently. And there you go, this is the Silver Medal hub world. There are 5 in this hub world, as well as 5 in the new city, and a total of 20 in solely on a castle town. We do need to collect them all, so we're going to go through when we do missions and such to collect them. But there is some nuance to telethrow. 2 major factors are in play when you use telethrow. 1, how steep is the object? How steep is the surface you're standing on? The steeper it is while still being able to stand on it, the higher up the object will go when you throw it. And the other factor is silver's facing direction. When I lift an object, I'm actually not holding the same direction silver may be facing. If I like face right and then lift the object up, silver's facing direction is locked, and that means that it will throw like adjusted to that direction. So if I'm like facing upright, it won't go as high, but it will throw slightly right. And if I'm facing like fully right, it won't gain any height, but it will go as far to the right as it possibly can. So stuff like that is really important to getting through with telethrow in the quickest possible way. And that's what I'm saying when it says it's a little bit hard to master. There's that little minutiae that makes it, you know, more than just a simple trick. I'm getting for some things. Ooh, this is our first instance of a combo. So in Sonic 06, if the game registers you've destroyed multiple enemies at once, the game will give you a combo for that. Let me just get this platform on its side. There we go. And so that's where the radical comes from. And not only does it destroy all the enemies and give you all the points for that, but you also get an additional 600 if you get 3 killed in a row, and an additional 500 plus after that. So like 4 would be 1100, then 1600, and so on and so forth. Anyways, yeah, anything can be used. Even what looks like a flat surface has a very, very steep edge, and we can just use that. I like to call those flat strats. Very, very fun to just whiz through the stage with that. You also need to be very careful of these enemies. The funniest thing is they can hit you with their corpses, as you can see right there. And that's not fun because you waste a lot of time that way. Need to kill this enemy to get the, there we go. Need to kill this enemy to get the silver medal in here. And then I need to get some rings. I think I need a few more rings than I have because I did lose mine, but... one other thing I want to mention at the moment that I haven't is that the stun slap move is very strange in this game. The stun slap in this game has some weird momentum properties, such that if you hold, like, X on the last of animation of some sort of action, for instance hovering, or later on we're going to see with the teleport dash, the game will maintain that momentum for longer. Like, it will just conserve it, which you can see right here, I'm falling further forward than I otherwise would be able to. That's because I'm holding X on the second frame after I let go of A. The stun slap is really useful in that regard, but this can make it really difficult because that means silver's movement and such are all, say it with me folks, based on frame perfect inputs. Hooray! I said the thing everyone wanted me to say. But it's true. But the good news is it's the same frame each time, which means that you can learn it with just rote learning. It doesn't take that much. It just takes a little bit of elbow grease to ensure you can get it all. Okay, so we just got an invincibility capsule, and we're gonna get another combo here, sort of. So 06 has a system called leaders for certain groups of enemies. Certain enemies, which will sometimes be clearly demarcated, other times will not at all, have a leader, which when you kill them will destroy the entirety of the group. For instance there, I killed that one leader just by stunning it and then throwing it. And that killed the 2 golems, which were both worth 2,000 points, or 1,000 points each, giving me an additional 2,000. And that is Tropical Jungle. Let's see if we get the S rank. This is one of the harder S ranks. Yes? Yes, good. That's one of the harder stages in the run, so I am happy with that. It's not an automatic S rank. The time bonus is fairly low, so you do need to get a lot of score. Did we get everything? We did. Congrats. So you know when you've gotten everything, if you've gotten the 10 silver medals one, and you saw if you got an S rank or not. So you can know pretty well ahead of time how well you're going to do. So. All right, next up we have Wave Ocean Blaze, which is a fairly simple stage. It's, in terms of its route in all gold medals, it's a pretty simple one. You just actually go through the stage normally. If you do this in no credits warp, we would actually fling a cat all the way to a pier and then use a rail to launch ourselves onto water. 06 makes sense, I promise. But because the stage is kind of simple, I'd like to talk more about score attacking in Sonic 06 and what exactly score is composed of. There's 3 major attributes, and those are the time bonus, the raw score, and your rings. Start with time bonus. So time bonus in this game, obviously, the faster you go, the better time bonus you'll get. But in particular, time bonus is just a set value that the game puts in. So I think for this stage it's like 51,000. And it ticks down by 40 points per second. So you will say, if you get, every second you save will give you an additional 40 points. I did not get the silver medal there. So keeping that in mind is useful because it means in certain stages you can actually go faster and skip some raw score. And that routing is super vital when it comes to the, you know, final results you get in this category. The other thing is raw score, which is comprised of, well, just destroying enemies, destroying objects, and as we mentioned earlier, combos. Trick rings also give raw points. Oh, I almost got the cool trick, but I didn't collect the silver medal, so I was trying to use an AFC there. That's what that looks like. The AFC looks like that. It's essentially the rail speed preserved in our spinning ball. I was trying to collect that silver medal and then move all the way over to here and collect that. Didn't quite work as I hoped, but still, you get the point. 06 can still be a little bit jank. I mean, as you can see, it's been quite jank, but it jank in non-advantageous ways. But the last thing about score that I want to get back onto is rings. So rings in this game it's overpowered in terms of score. Every ring, when you collect them, gives 10 points. And no matter what, if you lose your rings, it will still keep the 10 points you collected, but if you collect them again, like when you drop them, it's obviously not going to count for more. If you keep your rings to the end of the stage, it will give you a ring bonus, which is 100 points per ring. So just keeping 10 rings to the end is 1,000 points. Quite a significant margin when it comes to things. And there we go, that's Wave Ocean Blaze. Should have everything collected, at least from my count. And you might see this is 50k, but that doesn't matter in the story mode, because the game accidentally sets this as a boss. Meaning you get 30k as the S-rank requirement, not the other way around, which is kind of funny. So let's see, did I get everything? Yeah. Smooth run so far, smooth run. So yeah, the game just decided, hey, 30k sounds nice for this when it should have been 50k. If you go back to the Act trial to replay the stage, you will get it as 50k. If you're on PS3, no matter what, you'll get it as 50k. It's just a thing they made on the 360 release of the game where it was just like, okay, I guess we'll give them 30k.
What are some of the differences between the 360 and PS3 versions for the folks at home?
PS3 bad, 360 good. No, I'm going to get more than that. Okay, so the PS3 version is technically a slightly later build, but it's also slightly worse. The game lags a lot more, like it's a lot less stable in its frame rate. And 360 has the option to install game to console natively. So on 360, you can hit like game details and install the game. That means we save time on loads because it's significantly faster to play the game installed to console and still use the disc to boot up than it is to play without any installation. I'm saving about 5 to 10 seconds per load, just because I'm on 360. And yes, these are the faster loads. Be glad I wouldn't be able to hit the estimate I actually have if I was running on PS3 or an uninstalled 360. It's just really slow. But we have actually allowed recently to mod your PS3 to allow for it to be installed, which actually makes the PS3 loads faster. But PS3 as a whole is still worse because of all the factors I mentioned earlier. Certain glitches are actually fixed on PS3, which is a bit of a shame for us speedrunners at least. Although not many are fixed. Confusingly as well, PS3 doesn't have all the DLC in some of the regions, although 360 does. But I want to talk a little bit more about combat here, if you don't mind. So when we're doing stuff like this, I didn't mean to do that, but that's okay. So I'm trying to get a combo here by destroying like multiple enemies at once. It can be done via like an explosive, but sometimes it doesn't work as you want. This is a very messy combat section because there are so many enemies at once. But essentially you can stun enemies with silver, and if they have a health bar, it's typically better if they are immediately vulnerable to destroy them like as soon as possible, rather than to wait and try to get something. There we go, that should be okay. Because like, enemies can take multiple hits, they have health bars, but if they can be immediately stunned and then picked up, you don't have to worry about their health bar whatsoever. Which is pretty neat. That's an S rank, cool. Yeah, we do need to S rank every single one of these missions, for reference, which some are easier than others, some are automatic S ranks based on time. Others are a little bit more devious in their scheming. But, yeah, certain tricks are actually available on PS3 as well because of the differences with, like, draw distance or the physics engines being slightly different versions. It's mostly comparable. Like, if you're doing individual levels, PS3 and 360 are pretty bread and butter the same. But 360 is just overall a smoother version of the game, and it's the one I recommend playing on. Anyways, let's see if I get this. I'm gonna stand on this barrel, tilt it forward. Yeah. And there we go. I hope we have the lemons inside. No, I thought the lemons would explode into the room. That's unfortunate. They didn't.
I just enjoy the fact that Silver can zoom around quite like that.
Just on anything? Yeah, it's great.
Yep.
And this is a recent finding, less than a year old, and it saved so much time in every category. Speaking of saving time, this stage is incredible. Best time I've gotten, like, before telethrow was found in the stage was, like, 40, like 2 minutes or something. Like, 2 minutes, 10 seconds. This is one we're just gonna go for speed, because Silver's kit at this point in the run is a little bit, like, limited, and so I don't wanna try for, like, silver medal stuff if... Ooh, I'm gonna have to start that. I don't want to try for silver medal stuff if I have to go through, like, Amy as Amy. Ugh, I don't want to go through Amy's section as Amy. She's very slow. So instead, I'm just going to go for raw speed, because this is an automatic S rank. We're going to return to this stage about 75% into the run. We're going to return into the stage and get the silver medals. But for now, this is incredible. So I'm now out of bounds using the lift exploit. If I have a flat surface and a flat ceiling, I can just lift myself through it like that. And now a pot out of bounds, I'm going to stand on it like this. If I have it like set up like this, it has this nice steep slope right here. And that means telethrow. Of course it does. So I'm going to throw twice. I need to be very careful not to throw too high. There is a death plane above me. And I need to be careful not to throw too far to the right. There is a death plane there as well. And that was solid. Very smooth.
Nice.
That means we've completed the stage in half the time that the world record for like RTA was just a year ago, which is just incredible. I love this strat. I love this stage. So we don't get the gold medal for silver medals here, but we do get the 2 gold medals for S rank and stage completion. And so, you know, that's pretty neat. From there, we now get to one of the most infamous bosses in the game. This is Sonic versus Sonic as Silver. And it's exactly as what you'd expect. So there you go.
I have a question. I don't think it's still in any category at this point, because I imagine it's significantly slower than telethrowing. But does any of Silver's runs still use the skipping on water like a rock thing?
Yes, you'll see it later. You'll see it later in this very run. Actually.
Yeah, because I figured that's been long since routed out of both, like, any % credits warp and no credits warp.
Yeah, it depends on where you use it, because it's actually a pretty simple trick, the water skips. It's the same premise as levitation extensions. The stun slap is very weird when it comes to momentum. And so when you hold X and jump and do a full jump into, like, water, the game then just decides to reverse that momentum once it lands on water, because the momentum is being stored in the stun slap. And so it just allows you to skip, which is kind of strange, but it works. You know, it's fine. This is really important that you brought that up, actually, because holding X is a really important feature in Silver's story, and it's why we're going to do what we're going to do here. This is the shock bracelet skip. So the shock bracelet, casually, really useful upgrade. It allows you to do like a ground pound move that stuns enemies in a certain radius. And as I mentioned before, really quick combat involves stunning enemies, just picking them up and letting them go. So it would be really nice to have for basic combat, but it's not useful for our purposes because it's done by holding X. And so that means you can't hold an LE for very long. You can't do water skips without pressing X each time. So we're going to skip it, and the way we skip it is with a traffic violation, my favorite. So we're going to post this sign against the wall like so, let it flip over to its back, going to push it into here. I'm actually going to push it a little bit more, and then walk right. There we go.
Excuse me?
That's all it takes. It's really simple compared to what we did before, which was a tele-launch. We'll get into those as well later, but yeah, that just happens. That's pretty simple, you know. It's 06, you could do this. It's fine. I'm sure the game developers intended all this. And we have our last part of Blaze in the main story, so we won't see Blaze for like another hour or so. So everyone say goodbye to Blaze. She's been good, and we're going to try to do one last AFC as her at the very end here to skip some stuff. So let's see if we can get it. It says that we're going to need to destroy the enemies over here. We don't. The game developers were so nice to put a hole here, which you can just jump through. So that's 2 silver medals of this. This is a 5-5 split. There are 5 in the first section, 5 in the second, and typically the game does split it evenly between sections, but sometimes there's like 3 sections, you can't do that, so. This is a leader. I'm going to kill it so I can get its combo. And now I'm going to be careful here to make sure I go to the right here. There is a silver medal on a platform to the right here. I need to make sure I get it. There we go. And now we're going to try for an AFC. This one can be annoying because if you fail it and you do it in a certain way, it's going to cost you the entirety of the section. I didn't even get the AFC. Yeah, you could just fall off like that. I tried to do it, but that's okay. So we already got the 4 silver medals there, so I can just go for time from now on. Unfortunate, but not, you know, this is still recoverable. And that AFC sucks. No one likes that AFC. It is faster because you then can clip through the wall. And I haven't mentioned this yet, but pretty much in Sonic 06, all you need to like clip through things is the right speed, angle, and geometry, and you're golden. That's all you need. Which is why an upgrade we're going to get pretty soon as silver is going to be pretty important for the rest of the run. I'm just going to destroy this thing here. I'm not going to go for the AFC again. I don't want to lose another 50 seconds.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, everyone else is just like, bye, Blaze, and I'm like, Blaze really did say goodbye because she really walked off the cliff.
She really did. By accident. We wanted her to do her cool fiery thing, but no. Here's the silver medal I was going to get, and then you have to face these enemies. These enemies are bad, because you can see, if you homing attack the explosive bomb, you will start to run. And that means you will fly into the air because of how Blaze's Fire Claw works. Not a fun combat section, so we try to skip it by doing an AFC, but you have such a small space to like twirl around and then jump and like hold X, let go, jump, let go of X, and then do all that in time. Anyways, we get to do more telethrow antics. I forget, sometimes, because I run this game so often, I forget how silly all this looks if you haven't seen an 06 run before. But no, this is fine. We can just do this. This is how you know, pioneers used to ride these babies for miles, you know. That's how it works. He's from the future. This is how we're going to transport in like 3000 AD. It's just the future of transport. We're gonna have public rocks that you can throw yourself on instead of any other feature. It's the way of the future, everyone. So I was mentioning earlier about combat. So again, this enemy has multiple hits. I'm going to try to stun it by getting 2 hits in immediately. Ugh. Okay, that's still good. So the final arm of enemies like those can cause it to completely die. Like, it will just instant kill if you throw it after a certain amount of time. It's a bit weird. Those golems aren't always consistent, but they are mostly consistent in that if you throw at them their final shot, they will instantly die, except sometimes when they don't, and usually that means there's been too much time in between the final shot and you having hit them. This is a leader right here. Again, some leaders are really clearly labeled. This red one is for sure, and so I can just throw it. And there we go, combo. Radical. Or if you're in Spanish, which the game has 6 different languages, it says the same thing, but with the proper punctuation, which I love, honestly. There we go, another combo, and I'm going to go over here. Silver is going to be walking. We're going to be, you know, lightly jogging here, as you know, Silver is one to do. But he will be fast on his own without objects soon enough. I'm gonna, just to be safe, because I don't know how I'm doing on score, really, I'm gonna get these ring capsules here. There are 3 of them, all worth 10. So that's 30 rings, that's 3,000 points at the end. Pretty safe way to make sure you get the S rank. And then this is another leader, and so we get another combo like that, and we get the final silver medal right here. Be careful not to let the spikes hit you, and I'm gonna stand on this rock like so, and telethrow. There you go. Should have collected everything, and yeah, that's an S rank. Awesome. Pretty sure I have
just
everything.
to, like, I have a question myself, just to be sure, the way rings, I know you've explained it, my brain doesn't retain information as well as I wish.
It's okay, it's all good.
Rings with score, do they count for your score when you pick them up, or do you have to bring them to the end of the stage?
So, they count for 10 points in raw score. They count for 10 points immediately when you grab them, and it's an additional 100 points per ring you bring to the end. So if you pick up a ring at any point...
Okay, so it's both.
Yeah, which is why they're so vital. If you pick up a ring at any point, it's 10 points for that right at the moment of collection. It's 10 points immediately. Mm-hmm. But if you do it at any point later, if you keep the rings to the end, that's an additional 100 for every ring you have. If Silver or any
Okay.
character gets hit and they have more than 20 rings, they'll only drop 20. So keep that in mind. Anyways,
Okay.
this is a really important boss. This is Egg Genesis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a cyclic boss. It has 6 cycles. Oh, thank good. That's okay. It has 4 cycles, 6 hits per cycle. And what I was trying to do there was to get, oh, I don't like this camera angle. That's okay, bit slow, but what I was trying to do there, I literally was just 1 hit away because I didn't aim towards it. If you hold the direction in Silver, it can adjust to aim towards certain enemies, but it doesn't often work as you'd expect. Okay, the camera's just doing, okay, the camera is doing stuff. I don't understand it. I didn't touch a single button there. So what I was trying to say, and the game was interrupting me for saying, is that you want to get 2 sets of 12 missiles, enough to finish the first 2 cycles at the very beginning. And then you want to wait until the arms shoot 3 arms worth of missiles to finish off the second cycle. Pick up the remaining missiles there to get the next 2 cycles off in quick succession. That's the sort of strategy we go for with Egg Genesis. Also, yeah, someone was mentioning in the chat, if you think this looks like Breath of the Wild, you're right. They both use the same physics engine, and in fact, I am one to believe that the historical precedent should be set, and we should call Breath of the Wild Silver. That's just how I think it works. Smile. Sorry.
No, I remember you mentioning that at another marathon I organized, Road Rush, last year. You mentioned how Breath of the Wild shares a physics engine with this game, and I was just like, excuse me?
It makes sense when you think about it. Anyways, we're going really fast as Amy right now. Really fast. This is a required mission, and in fact, in No Credits Warp, we still have to do this mission. Look how fast she goes. We love it. I was going to do a bit where I stayed silent the entire time and then said, oh, I'm sorry, the sonic booms made you not hear me. But I thought that was, considering how much I've spoke, you know, it'd be a little awkward if I just suddenly went completely dead silent. But yeah, Amy, she's a character. I don't have much more to say than that. She is very slow, you can tell. And she has to stop to hit her hammer, but we can walk on chairs and be slightly faster. Look at that optimization. And there you go, that was a really solid...
She also, for some... Yeah, that was a really solid mission. She also has a strange ability to turn invisible only in this game.
Yeah, because why not?
Like, Amy is just... Yeah, Amy's just kind of not quite in character.
It makes sense to me. I mean, I buy it. I would totally play this just as Amy if I could. There's a reason why we skip her in Dusty Desert, why we go back, of course, as you can see. So now we're getting a very, very important upgrade. This is important throughout the run, and I think even more important now in all gold medals than it has been in No Credits Warp because of the founding of Telethrow. This is the Heart of Wind we're going to get. And I mentioned earlier the levitation extension and the water skips, how they basically involve this fact that the stun slap move will maintain momentum on the last frame of animation of any action. So if I do a hover, I normally hover at 10 meters per second and I walk at 9. That means if I do a levitation extension by holding the stun slap at the last frame of my hover animation, that means I'll move forward 10 meters per second forward, although I'll fall constantly. What we're gonna get here is the Heart of Wind, which is really fast, but goes like 3 feet ahead of you. And that's it. But if we extend it like so, by pressing X on the last frame of animation, which is the 9th frame after the game registers you've hit a teleport dash, that means we can go really fast. Like, really, really fast. Like, very fast. It is a single frame trick, but, again, the good news is it is the same frame each time. The way I do it is I double tap A and then flick up into X with my thumb. And it's sort of a basic rhythm. We actually have a playlist of songs called SCTD and Chill, where it's actually the beats per minute, which would help you get the timing down as easy as you need it to be. Also, Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, that was fun. That's a mission we do. It's a mission. What can I say?
Perfect! I remember getting mad at that mission casually.
Yeah, it understandably, because if the guards both simultaneously have no range of vision and all range of vision at the same time, so
exactly,
you don't know when you're gonna get caught, and it's kind of funny, but in like a sad way.
Like I didn't sign up to play Metal Gear Solid.
I don't like. Here's a big thing. I do not like stealth sections in non-stealth games. Oh, I'm with you on that. But there's a really simple pattern I can just do there if I do that. Anyways, I mentioned how we have the So we skipped the shock bracelet, meaning we can hold X. And that means we can do these. These are called super extended teleport dashes. Instead of just pressing X, you're gonna hold X, and that means you can go really far forward really fast. Same timing as the regular extended teleport dash. It's just a little bit of a difference in input. Just a little bit of a difference. You want to make sure you stop your thumb or whatever you hit the X button with. And we can only do that if we skip the shock bracelet. What the? Oh! I hope you saw that. That box just went brr. That box did something. This is also not an automatic S-rank stage, so I'm going to get some rings here, and I'm going to try for a combo on this set of enemies. There's an explosive box here. I did get a combo. Wasn't the best combo, but not bad. Not bad. I get the silver medal here, I get a ring box. I can also do something called teleslides. Teleslides are basically a teleport dash into the ground. It's very easy to do those on any sort of slope, to be honest, but it can also be done on flat ground if you double tap A within 2 frames. So if I press A and then press A again within 2 frames, I can do a teleslide. It's also really easy again to do on any slope surface, so. It is faster for like really simple movement, and so I do it sometimes if I think I can't do an ETD in that same area. I'm gonna get some silver medals over here. I want to be very careful. Explode that so that you stun those enemies. Those enemies are... Okay, we're fine, we're safe, I promise. Everything is okay. Everything is fine. I do need the rings here to get the S rank. At least some rings, about 20 minimum, depending on the speed I go in. So I need to be very careful about how much damage I'm taking. I don't want to take much, if any at all. Especially here. So we actually need to destroy all these enemies. Why? The game just decided. I'm sad. But we can use our best weapon, which is shovels.
Wait, Silver is Shovel Knight?
Silver is Shovel Knight, yes. Let me just make sure I can get this. Okay, I also need to stand here. I need to stun this enemy and throw this one there. That will cause this enemy to flinch, and that means it won't shoot at me. Which means I can not die and not lose my ring. So this is a pretty safe S rank. Pretty sure. Yeah, there we go. That should be everything, if my count is right. Which means we don't have any unnecessary revisits at the moment, which is the biggest time loss in silver all gold medals, obviously, because if you need to revisit a stage unnaturally, unnaturally, I don't know what I mean by that. If you need to revisit a stage not in the story, fun. If you need to revisit a stage not in the story and you need to replay it to get something that you missed, it's a big, big, big time loss. Because if I miss a single silver medal, the game doesn't register it as collected unless I beat the stage again. Which means even if you miss like one small thing at the beginning, it means you need to replay the entire stage again in Act Trial and complete the requirement that way. So, now we have the worst boss in this game, Shadow. So Shadow is like Sonic in that he doesn't have any invincibility frames, but he's also not like Sonic in that he doesn't have a bunch of objects to hit him with. So our best bet is to use barrels sometimes. So I'm gonna go around like so, and pick up 8. He takes 24 hits to destroy. If he takes 12 hits, it will be, oh, this is actually really good. This is a really good battle so far. So he takes 24 hits to destroy, but it doesn't mean anything if you can't... Oh, oh my gosh! Is that a 31? That's really good. Sorry, I kind of got floored by the fact that that's like 5 seconds off IL record. Really good for the fight. That's very annoying because the barrels can sometimes push Shadow away. They won't register for a hit. They'll mean Shadow will destroy all of them at once for no reason. Lots of really finicky stuff, but that was incredible. That was just incredible. I won't be showing the kick cutscene. I'm sorry to break tradition, but this is actually on pretty good pace. I just got 2 golds in a row.
Nice. I also just want to touch on something that you said a little bit ago. As someone who is coming from, like, having run Sonic Adventure 2, 180 Emblem, and 171 Emblem, which are also very, very long categories, the best thing you can do when you are learning something like all gold medals or, like, something like SA2 all emblems, is consistency, like very early on. You don't want to focus on optimization as much. You want to be able to consistently finish these stages and get what you're after, rather than having to revisit them, to use your words, unnaturally or rather outside of the route.
Let's make fun of my mistake. This is an unnatural revisit.
Like, I like to that. This is an unnatural revisit of Sand Ocean in SA2.
Oh gosh,
that's how I feel.
That's definitely unnatural. I will agree with that. Expert opinion on someone who's never played SA2. By the way, that's a neat clip we do. If we have a box and we can we put it at a right angle with another box, like one of these cages, we can just clip through by doing a teleport dash. And so we can set up our own skip basically there. But this is a really unique silver medal path. So we normally are supposed to switch to Shadow and play as Shadow and stuff, but I'm actually going to play as Silver the entire section here and get 3 silver medals. We're going to get these 3. I need to be careful not to hit any the checkpoints. I'm not going to die. I hit a checkpoint early on. This is a death warp because we can now load into this section with a perfect laser cycle. Like, this laser cycle is very generous. And so we can go through it really quickly, collect the silver medal there. The last silver medal is over here, after this door. And so it's, you know, done and dusted. And we can finish the stage in like 40 seconds, IGT. I love that strat because, shout outs to White for finding that routing. It's really fun because it shows you how you can, like, you make the stage your own. It becomes its sort of own challenge in all gold medals. Because you can figure out how to route stuff so well like that. So by just clipping through everything, skipping a bunch of stuff, collecting the silver medals, dying because that's fun, and then just getting to the end of the stage like that. It's incredible.
I have a message from the tech right now. Like, every time the stage ends, their hearts, you know, skips a beat because they think the stream is straight up frozen.
Oh, yeah?
Because the game thinks about it before it goes to the results.
I'm sorry, yeah, don't worry, I will know if it crashes, which actually it doesn't very often. Also, those were some really cool clips right there. Let's go. That was solid. The SCTD is super useful, as you can see, because if you just hold it, you can go really fast. These are really useful as well. These hit enemies within a certain range. Okay, I'm fine. And so you can get a combo via that. Although this is not a stage where you need to worry about S rank. This is a simple S rank based on time alone. Be careful not to get hit here. Never mind, it's okay. I just need the ring.
That timing was perfect.
Yep. Karma loves... This game is essentially Karma incarnate. But yeah, we're almost done the silver medals in this section. I just need to go back here. And there you go. That's all the silver medals in Aquatic Base. So I can just go through here. You can see there's a good combo right there. Trying to teleslide, but the game, if you teleslide and then you hit like a flat wall, the game will stop you immediately. It could be as small as just like a crease in the floor, and then it will just go like, nah, I don't want that. But you know, that's 06. There's a really interesting pattern for fighting these enemies, by the way. I'm gonna stun both of these, and you can see that there's these birds. They're going to hit us, and then they're gonna get stunned. Once they get stunned, if they just are in solid, like a solid surface, they'll despawn. They'll just immediately despawn, which means all we need to do to destroy these birds is just to push a worm into them, like so. And that is the most...
These worms look hilarious.
It's the most consistent way of doing that, actually. And that should be it. There we go. That's Aquatic Base done. Very nice. This is an automatic S thing because time alone is fast enough. Very smooth, solid stage. And yeah, pretty good stuff. And we got onto my favorite part of the run. Oh, you all are in for a treat. This is, you might think, so everyone, this is obviously Sonic and the side quest, right? And so you might be thinking, where are the side quests? We haven't done many missions or stuff. May I present to you the Mission Medal Marathon, or for short. Genuinely, this is my, no, you might sound, it might be a or a but I think it's a because it's honestly the best part of all gold medals. Here at this point in the story, we're basically having to figure out where Sonic is or what Eggman is doing. And we need normally to do a mission called Mission 14 immediately, where we protect Anna you'll see how we protect Anna. It's kind of funny. It's the last mission we'll do in this hubble, but we have 17 silver medals. I collected 3 earlier. And I mean, you have 17 silver medals still to collect in this section, as well as a total, I don't know the exact number of missions, but it's about 8 or so. And so we're going to do those all in a big chain, and it's fun. I've been routing this for a little while, and it's honestly one of the best parts of this category. It's so fun. So we're going to start off, I'm actually not going to get to a mission immediately. I'm going to first go over here and throw this barrel. And then going to aim here to get the silver medal. You can hear that I got it, and I can go here. Hit that silver medal, die, those both count, and so that's 2 silver medals done in really good time. And now I can do an SETD. Note that the hub worlds are a bit laggier, so you might need to delay your X press more than you otherwise would to do like an SETD or ETD. Same with LEs, you just need to be cautious of the lag, and you can mitigate lag by holding the camera, by holding the right stick down, which will pan the camera up, and so it will spawn less. For instance, here I'm gonna face this direction while I do an SETD, if I can do it. Let's see. There we go. So I'm up here. That's 5 total collected in this section, so 5 to 17. And we get to Renzo. So first mission we have here is a great one. So this is Renzo. He is the ghost of a pilot who died. He died doing a competition where you go through orange rings. Yes, like Superman 64. He wants us to get 21 rings in order to beat the record that he would have gotten had he not died. Let us look at the flight path of this plan, of this tournament, and just analyze it together. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, these are at least decently high enough, but I don't know about the next bit. Okay.
Everything else is really close to these buildings for
unknown reason.
For anything to fly near.
Yeah. We were joking maybe they meant RC cars, but then how would he have died? But yeah, these are I don't know if the developers or anyone really thought through this path looks kind of strange. Especially this bit. It's kind of dark. If you think about it being a flight path.
Oh.
I don't know what they had in mind with this mission, but it's really sad when I thought about it. And there he is, and now there's people waving at him, and that's the first mission we get that's not normally required. Perfect! There we go. Yeah. Welcome to Sonic 06, everyone. The missions are so good in this game. Honestly, I'm so glad we have this category because it means we have to play every single mission, and it's great. It's fantastic, even. I now am going to go over here, SETD if I can, to get this silver medal, and I think I'm going to die. Yeah. So 1 silver medal collected, we're going to get another one. I'm going to warp back up to the roof, because your respawn point after a mission is the place where you entered the mission, which is pretty convenient. So there's a silver medal up here. I'm going to just hover for it, and then I'm going to go back so I can SETD. And this is our next mission, mission 5, which is the Solion on Guard. You know, you may know him for saying his famous line, "Hey," or his other famous line, "Hey." So this is a pretty basic combat mission, except we don't have many objects to use, and we can't stun the enemies, because they're in the coastline, they're in the air, and that's hard. This mission is an enigma to me. I know the IL world record was set by one of our own runners, Flying Fox, who's going to be on here later, was set back in 2008, and none of us really know what exactly she did differently, but this mission's weird. I don't have anyone else to explain it. It's just okay, it's combat, but I don't know how you route it faster, other than just using the power-ups you get. So. Watch this be IL world record. That'd be kind of funny. Okay, I'm gonna make sure to get a ring, because I don't want to... Oh. I was being a bit safe there, but that's fine. I didn't want to die. Because the thing with dying in a mission, or failing a mission in the story mode, means that you have the load screens to get back into the hub world, to then talk to the person again, to then load into the thing that explains the mission before the mission, to then do the mission again. So not losing time that way is better where possible. So not dying, which is what we were mentioning earlier with consistency. So having that consistency is really useful. We're gonna get 3 more silver medals in this routing here, and then we're gonna actually get introduced to a new type of medal. Everyone, yo, new medal just dropped, bronze medals. They're in one mission, and that's it. Oh. Okay. Cool. I was a bit too low. No worries. I'm gonna hit that spring again, though. Make sure, because again, you do fall still when you do an SCTD, so you need to make sure that you're not falling too fast. You fall exponentially, so you'll fall further faster the more you hold it, and it will completely stop as soon as you let go of X, so keep that in mind. I'm then gonna just hover over here, flap my arms like a bird to this area.
That never not amuses me.
Oh, it's great. It's great. Because again, the action gauge limits everything in this game, so that conserves it. And now we got Mikhail here. He wants you to find the medals for him, please. And so that's what we're going to do. Conveniently, it's on a very set path, which has springs everywhere to get us to the exact locations where they are. Which makes me think that Mikhail is just lazy, because they're right here, and he could have done it. Like, springs are public transport. Why couldn't have he just walked over there and seen them? And how are they stolen if they're just floating in midair above different bell towers and locations? Like, this mission does make sense, I guess, but it's a very crafty thief. It's like Sly Cooper had stolen the bronze medals and wanted you to solve his puzzle to finish them. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna solve a puzzle, I guess. Those are the first two, and then the three. Let's see if I get the SCTD here. It's very cool. No, I didn't. But I hit the spring anyway. Woo! Because if you do the SCTD, you'll fly through this camera shift section and land all the way over to here, where the bronze medal is. And so this is just a movement stage. In fact, most of Silver's missions are movement-based, which is why I actually quite like it, because Silver's movement is fun. It is, you know, input-heavy, but it's fun. Let's see if we get the second SCTD. So... yeah, there we go. Let go when you see this. So that's what you want. But again, because it's a single frame, it can be a little bit difficult to ensure you get it. Get over here. We are 2 medals away from the end. The spring. Go up here. And there we go. Solid. I'd like to get under 1 minute where possible. Because like IL world record's 51 seconds. But that's still really solid considering the amount of like tricks you need to get in a row there. So yeah, fun stage. I dashed into him. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, I swear. That is known as a I'm glad it was just a dash and wasn't like a slap or anything, because you could do something called a breakout in missions, and it's very easy as Silver to do that. All you need to do, remember I mentioned that there are frame buffered inputs. If you like hold X on a previous screen and stuff, if you hold X on the loading screen, and you didn't press it before, so like the reverse of this. If you didn't press X on the previous screen entering into the load screen, and then you hold X on the load screen, you will break out of conversation because you'll hold the stun slap takes priority over talking. And so it's a way to get out of bound, like it's a way to see like the stage dressing before the mission. There's some really unique stuff there. If this goes really, I could just probably, I can't like show it because it's actually, none of it is useful in the speedrun, unfortunately. But it's kind of funny, you can infinitely repeat a mission that way, because it loads the basic premise of the mission, and loads an end goal in like certain ones, like mission 4, the first one we did. The orange rings are there before the mission starts. And you can collect them all, also. No, I wanted to do my funny thing where I clip on the quartet. Also, this house has a lot of interesting NPCs on it. So we're gonna talk to the man who's dead, see if I can revive him. I couldn't, that's unfortunate. There's a couple over here looking at a silver medal, which is great, and there's another couple talking in front of their child, which is also great. And that's 3 silver medals right there.
I was just very, very amused at the fact that because you didn't clip in with the quartet, you instead just bullied one of them out of their chair.
I didn't mean to. I didn't want to bully them out of their chair. It's just what happens if they don't let you clip through. It's also not faster to do that, it's just funny. I just like it, it's funny. So now we have break the targets. I hope all of you have played Melee before. There are just a bunch. This is an ancient tradition.
Overnight.
This is an ancient tradition apparently in Soliana. As are apples. Keep these in mind, everyone. Keep this fruit in mind. It's going to become very important later. These are apples, and they're actually from like dialogue you can see in the game. They're actually like the staple fruit. Oh my. They're the staple fruit of Soliana. Also, it's stuck in the building, the apples. They're great. This will still be an S rank though, but it's a little bit slow. This is the reason why I mentioned targeting before. Like, I can hold towards things, and they sometimes aim, as you can see, sometimes. Other times, less so, and it can be a bit annoying, but that was okay. Yeah, but the main important thing to note is apples. They're going to come in handy later in this run.
Okay.
And so we are done mission 6. And now we're getting to everyone's favorite mission. Oh, you all are ready. I know you all are ready for this already.
Perfect!
Mission 15. So in Sonic's story, there is a famous NPC going by the name of Sonic Man. He is dressed in a helmet, which is very shiny, like Sonic, like SADX levels of Sonic shiny. And he then has a shirt, a plain white shirt, which has a very poorly compressed image of the first game's logo on it. And we race him in both Sonic's story and in Silver's story.
Hey.
Here he is. Do you think you beat my supersonic powers? Yes. And so this is quite something. This is a mission, and the funny thing is you'd think, ah ha ha, Silver is very slow. Ha ha ha, how can he ever beat the fast running man? This is basically the running man from Ocarina of Time. So, if you've played that, you know what this is like. I bet his face is the same if you take that mask off. Anyways. So this mission is just movement, and we can use teleslides and teleslides and ETDs to basically get through this stage as fast as possible. Because you have some easy slopes to do teleslides on, here, and then you can chain it into an SCTD like so.
Sonic Man. Every time I think Sonic
That
Man,
would have been
I
Iowa
can't not think
record.
of Pepsi Man. Oh,
That was so close. I just missed the teleslide. If I had one more teleslide there, like when I accidentally missed it and had to regain my gauge, that would have been Iowa record by like a second. Still very good though. Very clean run of that mission.
Great!
As you can see, he then stutters. I don't know why he puts his hand in front of his face like that, but it does. And guess what it also does?
Perfect!
It lags the game.
what is he? Yeah, what is he doing?
I didn't split. Cool. I was so infatuated with the that I didn't know what to do. Anyways, here's the other infamous mission in this game. We got the Soliana boys with the worst caption in the entire game when it comes to a mission. We're gonna talk to Anakin over here, Anakin Skywalker. There are 2 of them, trust me. Should I make sure I have the right count here? 1, 2, 3. Yes, we do the right count. So this is the Soliana boys.
Everyone is. I just need to let you know, everyone is saying that Sonic Man is John Cena now.
I think my expression shows my disappointment enough. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. Anyways, this is the worst dialogue in the game. Ready? Capture the 6 children within the time limit. Okay. Sure. I guess I'll do that. I don't like that title at all, and you shouldn't either. But this is the Soliana boys. They are 6 of them. Here's Anakin 1. Got him. Basically, this mission is kind of weird because the AI will change initial positions dependent upon the order you catch the first one in and where you catch them. So the first Anakin we had, which he hates sand and everything, but he can be near a water's edge, or he can be there in the plaza, which is where I want him to be. The other children are like this as well. I still don't like this. I mean, it's basically Bomber's Notebook, but worse.
The best part is that like
that was almost
kids
also
mostly were
Iowa
going,
record. I
"Ouch."
just messed up the very end of that. That could have been Iowa record by like 10 seconds. It's still a good run though, but that could have been so much smoother. Ah, well. Yeah, Iowa record's like 57 seconds, so still 3 seconds off, but really nice. I mean, as nice as this mission can be.
Perfect!
Sorry to cut you off there, Amber. Just,
No, it's okay. Just like all the kids are going, ouch, or oops, you caught me.
I love
like,
the 06 NPC
Silver,
sound
what
effects.
are you doing?
I love the 06 sound effects on NPCs. There is a Mikhail's when we got the bronze medals for that boy Mikhail, my man Mikhail, he made a noise which is actually listed in the game as 09_boy_joy.aif. And I hate that name, but I had to give you all the cursed knowledge of boy joy being a thing. So now we just got 3 more silver medals in this section, and then we can do the mission we were supposed to do at the very beginning. Hooray, Anna! So I guess got a silver medal here, and... Okay. I got you, game. I know what you want. I know what you wanted. I get you. I feel you. Not a good day for SCTDs in a laggy hub world, except for there. Okay, cool. So we got all the silver medals in this section. Hooray. It's not all the silver medals in all hub worlds yet. We're actually going to come back to the main story later in this run. That's how I route this, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But we have now the best mission in the game. Protect Anna. She knows the secret. She does indeed know the secret. What is the secret? Old men in Kingdom Valley. That's the secret. You get to talk to 3 priests later in this run, which we'll see pretty shortly. And so... She knows the secret, of course. And so what we're going to do, this is an escort mission normally, but we're actually not going to protect her. I'm going to first push her away from this bench, which is the only true enemy in this game. That bench, if you don't push her away, that bench will stop her, and she will waste like 3 seconds, which is a lot of time in this mission. Now, she's actually going to go to the end completely on her own. If there are no enemies nearby, she will just keep running. Except, if we have enemies spawned behind her, she will run forward, meaning we scare her to actually save time. And so we're going to do that twice. I've done that just there with those green enemies, and now I'm going to go over, get some rings just to be safe, and I'm going to do it again with an enemy that spawns in here. I didn't quite get to scare her as much as I wanted, but because of my inability to press the A button. But now we're going to go for points. And by the way, how much do you think this this barricade is worth in terms of points?
Like 50.
I'm gonna try to throw it again. Did you guess 500? Because it's 500 points, which is more than the Iblis worms actually are worth.
Just add another 0 to my guess.
Yeah, it's close enough. Just an order of magnitude off. It's for those are some reason those are like one of the highest like points per return upgrade in like item in the game. Also, I love this camera angle. Hi everyone. We're totally not gonna get hit here by any yellow enemies whatsoever. Not at all. I'm gonna be totally safe. I'm totally fine. Nothing's gonna happen. See? I'm fine. So
everything's under control.
reference again there, that is more points than that is more points than an enemy that takes 3 hits to defeat. That is half the points than an enemy that takes 4 hits to defeat normally. And all just because, you know, we hate barbers, I guess? Sonic 06 is an anti-barber game. I decree. Which is why Silver has such long locks. Never got a haircut in the future, never could. I mean, you know, when Iblis is around, I guess essentially just the heat is just enough to say, I don't want to go out anymore. That's how it works, right? And so now we're going to go into...
Oh, totally.
Now we're going to go into Soliana Forest, which has a total of 5 silver medals. We collected 1 earlier when we did Tropical Jungle. Hello, plus. Smile. What's it? So we're going to get a few more missions here, but we're not going to get all the missions here. Some of the missions here are really far off the beaten path. They're on the other side of this hub world, which is a lot... This hub world is huge. This hub world is very big, and there are no objects to telethrow on in this hub world, which means we have to just do teleport dashes and such. And so now we get to talk to the other Hey Man, and so we get to do the training grounds. This is just Superman 64 too. Hydration. That's why the load screens in this game are good, by the way. I can do a lot of things during the load screens. If I learned how to juggle, I would definitely juggle during the load screens, but I can't. So yeah, Superman 64 is pretty dope, I guess. So we're gonna do that again. If anyone, I just want to ask if anyone has questions about this run so far in the chat, feel free to let us know, and I'll try to answer to the best of my ability, because this is a pretty simple, straightforward mission. Just gonna do some cool future movement. Yeah. Oh. never mind. I'm not going to do any cool future movement. I also need to collect all these capsules. It's not just the rings. The capsules are necessary as well to complete this section. So making sure that you don't miss those is also important.
Great.
Oh yeah, everything's great. Everything's going wonderfully. I have tuned out the voice of Silver. I'm sorry. I don't realize how much the voice clips are great in this game. This run does not have trial skip because if we skip a mission in this run, we cannot return to it. So I can't skip the next mission, which in fact is a good... Thank you, person in the chat for mentioning that. This run does not have trial skip in it because I need to do all the missions. If you do trial skip, you cannot replay those missions whatsoever. Most story-based missions don't allow that. So which is why I couldn't skip mission 8 either. So we're going to be doing the trials this run, which means you don't have to do trial skip. Oh well, but, you know, it makes for a more marathon-safe run and more people would learn this category because it doesn't have the trick that is like 50 frame perfect inputs, you know? So we have a silver medal over here to our left. We're just going to jump and get it. And then we're going to fly all the way over to the trials. Oh, come on. There we go. Third time's the charm. The teleslides are pretty good for action gauge retention because as you slide, you regain your action gauge, unlike an ETD where you only gain it at the very end. So. All right. So this is the hardest mission in the run, by far. Nothing comes close to the test of friendship. I am going to try for a combo using an explosive box, and then I'm going to try to clip in using the same method I used in aquatic-based silver. If everything goes right and I'm quick enough and I have enough rings, I should barely get an S rank. If I don't get a good combo, I am not going to go for it further. So let's see where we get. I just phased through an enemy. Cool. I'll take that. Let's see what combo we get. Come on. Get closer, get closer, get closer. Nope. Okay. Nah. Too much time has passed. I'm just gonna do it normally. Unfortunate. I didn't want to risk. Because, fun fact, I actually got world record in this category about 2 days before this run. And I did this mission, and I tried that strat, and I got exactly 2,990, which is the closest you can get to 30,000 without actually getting it. The smallest amount of points in this game is 10, meaning I was literally the smallest amount of points away from an S rank, and I am not going to risk that one more time. No way.
Oh, yeah.
So these enemies are kind of funky. You can stun them while they're doing that dive, although I'm just going to wait for all of them to respond hopefully right now. Okay, that's a bit weird, but take it. I think I'm going to get some rings just to be safe. Actually, no, I don't need to. It's all good. It's better safe than sorry here because, again, revisiting this mission later on is bad. We have the next mission is the test. Let's see if this is an S rank, though. It is. Okay. Oh, at least it's an S rank. So we're actually going to save time off of my world record because I don't have to revisit that, which is good. But it's seriously, the difference is, as you could see, I would be able to barely get an S rank in about 27 seconds, or I just play through a guaranteed S rank in about 1:14, or a minute if you're really good at combat. It's a risk-reward system, and that's why that mission is a little bit here and there.
Hey.
Someone was mentioning in chat the test of love, which is the final test, the mission in Sonic's story, where you basically go through a portal to talk to a priest to say who you really love, you know, as all online dating websites should. But that's a thing where we can complete that in like 2 seconds, if less. And this is also a very short mission. This is why trial skip is faster. This is the test of memory. And by test of memory, I mean the test of right, right, left. That's the answer. Just go through those portals. You can see there's a lot of load screens here, and that is why trial skip is faster, because there is a lot to go through here. And so, yeah, it's a thing, but I'm just gonna then ATD into the leftmost portal. Still pretty good, under 3 seconds. That's what we want. And that is the end of the test of memory. Yes, that is more load screens by a factor of like 5 or 6 than actual gameplay. There are not many missions like that in Silver's story. This is one of them. There are more missions like that in Sonic and Shadow. Don't ever mention to someone Aristo's challenge. They might actually be upset. Like, I would be visibly upset. If you came up to the street on me and said the words Aristo's challenge, I would be shocked and then probably walk away from you. It is a mission that is probably about 22 loading screens, if I'm counting correctly.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes of RTA for 9 seconds IGT. Yes. And this is on the faster loading
Excuse
version of
me?
the game. So be glad we're not doing Sonic all gold medals. All right, so the Test of Heart is a pretty unique mission, in that it's essentially combat with just the projectiles that you get from enemies, which is pretty neat, honestly. It's a unique thing, and it's essentially what we did in Mission 5, the one where we defended the coastline. I'm going to pick up a big set of missiles here, or bullets, I suppose, not missiles. I'm going to try to aim for the center, because I don't want to waste bullets like I just did. Shoot these early, because you don't want their cohorts to spawn. And then I'm just going to aim for the one-hit enemies. The white ones take 1 hit, the blue ones take 2, and the yellow ones take 3. My action gauge is a little bit low, which is what I'm saying when I mention like action gauge retention is super important in this category. That's what I mean. And there you go, not bad. 52 seconds is really good. Anything low 50, high 40 is great. Anyhow,
Hey.
yeah. Finally completed all the priests we discovered from Anna, and there we go. That is all the missions we're going to do in the story mode thus far. There are still 4 more to do. So we are going to come back to the hub world at a later point. And it'll be quite fun when we go back to that. That's another favorite part of mine in the run. And so next up we have Kingdom Valley. Kingdom Valley is a pretty unique stage. It's the, it's the titular stage in Sonic 06. You see it in the title screen. It's iconic. They should have put it for Generations instead of Crisis City, because Crisis City is a bad stage. At me on Twitter if you want to fight. I'm happy to. So now we get the silver medal here, and then we die. Same reasons before. We can still save medals even after death. Get back to the Eagle here, and then enter Kingdom Valley. So this section has a few reset strats, because the 5 silver medals in the first section are pretty well spread out. They're at like different points throughout the area, and what we want to make sure we do is we get them in like close consecutive order, so we're not spending too much time traveling between 2. And so we're going to do some stuff we haven't seen in the run as yet called a telelaunch. That'll be in a little bit. It'll be after I do the first 3 silver medals. So first things first, of course, telethrow. We're going to get onto this steep. They're going to get onto this part of this rock. It's very steep. Throw it twice. SETD off of it. And get onto this box. There's the silver medal. That's 1. I'm then going to SETD clip through this door all the way to here. Hover to this platform. Teleslide up here so I can get a ring. I want to make sure I'm not going to die. I'm just going to open this cage because it's a bit laggy here and hard to do an ETD. That's the second silver medal. And we're just going to get a box, go over here, flip through here. Third silver medal, done. And now we're going to do a telelaunch. So let me just do it first, and I'll explain after what it is. So that's a telelaunch, and we're actually going to telelaunch into a telethrow. Look at this. This was found very recently, this specific strat. I love it. And we get all the way over here. I kind of messed up because I didn't hold towards the object, and 4th silver medal. So a telelaunch is an exploit that involves what's the word? Obsolete trick called a telefling. A telefling is essentially where you pick up the object as if you were from afar, but close up. So like you basically grab an object, you jump on an object, and then hold RT at the peak of your height, and then get the object back in range, which essentially forces it to come right on the object like this. You can see how like silver moves like that. Once in that position, in that state, you can throw the object, and then you can lift it after it's in its thrown state. That will skyrocket the object up. I'm not doing really well here with this second telelaunch, but that's okay. I'm hoping I'm not going to regret this. Wow. Okay, I need to be careful here. I only have 1 life. Focus regret moments. Okay, though, there we go. So we get this. ISETD off, and we finish the stage in fast time. I'm doing this so I don't have to do as much combat as Sonic in this next section. Spoilers, Sonic's in the next section. Also, I hope everyone appreciates what it's like to try to reset at the beginning of Silver's categories. You get a voice clip every time, and again, it's just become white noise to me at this point.
You know what? I don't blame you.
Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. It's just like, I just wake up to that as my alarm every morning. I go, the familiar noises of Silver the Hedgehog. So now we're gonna do some combat here. There is a way to skip Sonic in No Credits Warp, but we actually don't want to skip Sonic here because he's kind of good for what we need to do in all gold medals. Oh my god. Okay, thank you. So now we have Sonic, and he has the gems, as I mentioned earlier. I've collected a total of 5 gems. We're actually not going to use all of them, but the first one we're going to use is the white gem. This might seem useless, and it really is, from like very basic level, seems useless. It's a homing attack, but you do a homing attack with RT instead of double tapping A. Why is that useful? There's a trick in Sonic's story that if you homing attack frame 1 or on the frame you would normally land onto the ground, you can clip through certain doors. So this essentially buffers that, so you can do it anytime. So, like that. Oh, I went fast. And now I'm going to use the Sky Gem. The Sky Gem is a gem where if I throw it, it will warp me to wherever it lands. Like so I get a boost of speed up, and that means I can skip Silver's low trigger and finish the stage as Sonic. And I'm just going to use the Light Dash here. And now I have Purple Gem. We actually don't see this in Sonic's story. It's really only used in Silver's. This is a gem where Sonic turns really tiny and becomes infinitely jumpable. That makes sense. Notice that there's an action gauge at my bottom right. That action gauge in Sonic's story was supposed to drain. According to the manual, according to all the stuff in-game in the code, a single typo in the code in a few different places, where it basically puts just C gauge instead of C gauge color, prevents the bar from actually draining. Ever. And so you can use these gems infinitely, as much as you'd like. Which, you know, seems broken, and it is. Because you can just absolutely destroy stages with these gems, just casually too. It's one of the more fun parts to experiment with. If you have a copy of those 6, get the gems. They are really fun to mess around with. And almost all of them have a use in all gold medals, which is pretty cool. I'm using the red gem right now, so I slow down time to make sure I get the S rank, although I don't even think that's necessary. And we get the final one here, blue gem into the goal, and there we go. That is Kingdom Valley Sonic, Silver, which we finish as Sonic, and that's all the gold medals, or all the gold medals for this stage. Yep. Should be. There we go. Yeah. A little bit slow Kingdom Valley, but not something we can't, it's recoverable for sure. So we're actually closing, we have about 31 gold medals at the moment. That's more than half. So we're more than halfway there, everyone. Next up is the worst stage in the game. Really, this stage is not fun. I do not care for this stage. This is Flame Core, and it's fun. With a capital F, like in the name. So Flame Core, in at least normal mode, is actually pretty simple for all gold medals. Flame Core normal mode is an automatic S rank. So all I need to do is get all the silver medals and go in pretty fast time, and we've got it. That's all we need. Its hard mode counterpart, on the other hand, is the single hardest S rank in the entire game. People who play the game casually probably also know that from experience. And it's really difficult. Anyways, first silver medal over here, I can SCTD down to here. We need to destroy this set of enemies. So it starts with this one. This enemy takes 4 hits, and this is supposed to instant kill, but it doesn't always instant kill, which is a little bit dubious. And we get the silver medal here. And I want to hit the spring, thank you. We don't need to get anything here, so I can just clip through this door. Notice that this door can be clipped through. This door we can just do an ETD through. As with this one, that's a pretty simple set of clips. Yeah, the doors are not totally, they wouldn't, have a door that can't be clipped through, because look how much we've clipped through already, right? We've clipped through a bunch of stuff in this run. There's no way they could have a single, door that we can never clip through, right? Right? So we're gonna go over here, we're gonna destroy these 2 enemies. There's a silver medal behind me, so I have invincibility, which if you noticed, it's the his world, which people love his world. After hearing in the menu for like ages, you start to hate his world. Sorry to everyone who loves his world. I am not a fan of the song anymore. I just can't be after having heard it as an earworm for so long. Gonna recharge my action gauge by just standing around. Just sit on this box. Get up to here, and I was mentioning there's a door, haha, right? Like, you know, every door is totally clippable in Sonic 06. It's Sonic 06. Not this one. This is the one door where they decided, no, I'm going to be on my job today, and I'm going to ensure that no one can clip through it. The door to my left, no way to clip through it, unless you use something really, really, really seldom used in Sonic Story, and it wouldn't even be available to you in the run. So to skip this section here, I have to lift the box, which, you know, takes up action gauge. I have to then do an SCTD, and I then have to make sure I have enough hover afterwards to make it all the way to here. And I got it. That's not an easy strat. That's a one and done. You either get it or you don't. And now I'm failing to clip back through. That's funny. So this is actually where the silver medal is. The one I needed, the one I wanted is right here. You just get that there. And so that's all the silver medals in this section. We can just go to the end. Except there's Cocoa Puffs in the sky. Oh, these Cocoa Puffs, everyone. So these meteors, okay, I don't know how else to explain this. These meteors are the worst thing in this stage. They are random, and this is an automated section. You can get hit. I didn't, fortunately, but you can get hit. You can. And as Sonic and Shadow, no way to recover. No way to recover whatsoever. As Silver, you can hover backwards, but it's still an annoyance to get hit by something, especially if you have no rings. That means you just die. I guess that's fun. We're now just gonna go for speed again, so there's a silver medal over to my left here in the normal door we would take through. Gonna get some rings here. You can see it right there. I'm going to stun this enemy. Pick it up. I'm actually just gonna try to go through. Yeah, there we go. This is a little bit annoying. I don't like this section. So we actually, in order to get the silver medal here, we need to destroy all these birds. All of them. Every one. And that means you just pick up everything and hope it throws. That was really quick. I don't normally do it that quick. That was actually very, very smooth. I'm now gonna jump up to here. And I'm gonna get hit on this side. Here we go. I'm now gonna hover up to this corner. I'm just gonna jump a bit, doing some damage boosting here. It's a little bit risky, but you know, I think I can manage. Kill that enemy, get this silver medal. There's a weird invisible wall to my left. Like like those sets of boxes, some of them are inaccessible because they're inside an invisible wall. And while we're at it, why don't we just do another damage boost? It's pretty fun, right? Again, I don't need to worry about score, so I'm not even going to go for this enemy. I'm just going to lift this thing here. Pick up this, and then lift this up, and we have the 9th silver medal over here. So we're approaching the end of the stage. I can skip these enemies as well. Again, score doesn't matter in the normal mode, it will matter a lot in hard. But, so here we have the power of Iblis, or the massive puff, as I like to call it. Because again, Cocoa Puffs. It's going to, like, it's like a cycle-based, like, wave system where it will hit you if you are not behind these specific, like, areas. It will hurt you, like so, and you can just stand in the air to avoid having, like, the recovery animation, like hover, and you'll be fine. I'm then going to teleport dash the ETD over here. I'm gonna wait a little bit so that I just don't get hit by the springs. There we go, that's fine. And hit the spring. We do need to actually defeat this because the last silver medal only activates after you do this.
Just as I expected.
You can land right on it. Do we? We don't. We were so close to landing right on it though. These random things have collision, by the way. These bits of random rock. And there you go. That's Flame Core normal. Done. Everything should be collected, and that's an automatic S rank. So no need to worry about the score.
Perfect.
Nice. Yeah, we have quite literally no revisits in this run, which is great. That's like exactly what we want in a Silver Story run. That's a total of 4 gold medals. I hope, or 3. I hope I didn't miss something. Yeah, okay, we're good. So yeah, very solid silver all gold medals run so far. having no revisits is exactly what you want, or no unnecessary revisits. That was a gold for Flame Core. Nice. Not an easy stage to gold. And up next, so after all of this, what's better than to have a boss that's wholly determined by RNG? That's what this boss is. This is Iblis Phase 3, and we need to hope, everyone. So, much like our earlier encounter with this fiery boy, I need to get stuff from his batches of Cocoa Puffs. I need to get 3 hits from luck in order to get a 220, which is an S rank. We got it. Okay, so we have a 220 in the bag, assuming I don't miss any of these hits on the ground. The way this boss works is interesting. So they have 3 puffs that are set to the sides, left and right, and they don't respawn at any point after you've thrown them and used them. The 4 in the middle, after the batches, will respawn. Oh, please don't explode. Okay. Not bad, actually. That's pretty good. I think he'll be 1 hit away from a 150. So there are certain tiers this boss, certain echelons you can hit. And this is actually pretty good luck. Yeah, very solid. Very solid Iblis Phase 3. Yeah, I think it's just short of 150. So this boss takes a total of 32 hits. You can use 1 Cocoa Puff per hit. My favorite source of units. And so there are certain ranges you can get. If you get 3 hits from luck, because the base things that you have within the first 2 minutes, you have a total of, if you get all 4 in the middle, both times, you have 8 plus 6, that's 14, and then you have another 5 puffs after the facepalm. This is the facepalm coming up. The facepalm is 5 points of damage, and then the God Puff that happens afterwards is another 5 points of damage. In total, that's 29. So that's where we get 3 from luck to get a 220. If you manage to get an additional 5 hits, so 8 hits from luck, you will get a 150, because you'll skip the needing the God Puff entirely. I think we are just short of a 150. That's a shame, but still. The fact that we got an S rank is what matters most. Oh yeah, 1 hit away from a 150. Yeah, that's 1 hit. Oh well, that's still really good though. Nothing to complain about here. And so he's going to throw the God Puff at us, and when that's done, we are done the main story, but we are not done the run. Unlike, No Credits Warp, we haven't actually finished everything we need to for gold medals. So we are going to need to go into the hard mode stages and complete all of those. There are 8. Partner stages like Blazes don't have, just flat out don't have any sort of a hard mode variant. I think they were planned to. All the partner stages were planned to have them, but they were never implemented. Yeah, we're hoping for a despawn in Iblis 3, but the thing is, the code in Iblis 2 that Gordon and I, when we were all looking into that together, because I was on commentary for that run as well, we were looking into that, and essentially the way the code works there is very particular. There's nothing that actually warps Iblis 3 towards you at a specific point. He always goes gradually forward, and so it'll be difficult, but there are ways around it. Gordon has definitely thought of ways around it for sure. Anyways, we're now going to go and do the hard mode stages. So I'm going to go to Trial, Act Trial, Silver, and we're going to start with hard mode. And you might think, oh, this is going to seem really repetitive, right? We have to do all the stages again? The thing is, we have the full kit for Silver. We have his ETDs and NSCTDs. We have the ability to use telethrows and stuff, telelaunching, teleflinging, teleslides. It's a lot faster, and most of the stages in hard mode are just pure speed. Go through stage fast, get S rank. So we don't have to worry too much about actual points, which means I can show you basically what we do in No Credits Warp. It's essentially a glimpse at a different category. See? You can just get through that section in 15 seconds, like that. It is very different from what we've seen in all gold medals, because I had to get all the silver medals, and the hard mode stages have no silver medals. And most of the time, the S rank is just based off your speed. So I just go fast, and we succeed. We get it. I can skip Blaze like this, and I'm going to get on this taxi here. Or I was going to, but I think it might be too steep. Ah, it's too steep. Okay, let's see if I can get this done. Okay, nah. I'm just going to go through the loop the normal way. Well, normal-ish. You're not supposed to play as Silver here, but whatever. I'm choosing to quietly ignore that. We're gonna get on this rock to the left, and I'm just going to, I need to tap so I get on this certain surface. Let's see. Here we go. And then telethrow twice. Once, and then do it again before it goes too low. We should get into the load zone right now. Okay, I'm holding X because I'm gonna do another frame buffered input. Instead of skipping silver though, I'm doing this frame buffered input to get to silver as fast as possible. So if I just let go of X here, Blaze should immediately hit silver's load zone, and we should switch to silver.
I'll go on ahead.
He's gonna go on ahead, everyone. And we just throw ourselves like this. You can see I'm tilting slightly to the right or left to get a slightly better adjustment. There you go. That is it. And we actually got results breakout. So this is something that's fairly recently like routed. We know about it. If you swap characters in the stage and don't hit a checkpoint, you will actually be able to play on the results screen every single time. Which is why as Blaze, we didn't get a results breakout when we played as her in the other section because she was already playable. She's the character we spawned in as, so it doesn't break out. But even if you finish the character as the supposed intended one, you still don't get breakout. Or you can get breakout, rather. So it's not about, like, using an unintended character. It's just about if you swap and don't hit a checkpoint in the final section. All right, and now we're getting into Tropical Jungle Hard. So this is a stage that is also pretty difficult because this is not an automatic S rank. So I'm going to need to make sure that I do this all properly. I'm going to try for the faster but harder strat. Kind of messed up already, but let's see when they respawn. Okay, I'm going to do the safer strat. I was going to go for something that would get me it in 46 seconds really consistently, or about 40 seconds, but it would be very tight. And I'm instead just making sure I'm getting everything I need. So I'm going to take this a little bit safer than I otherwise would, just because I didn't get the telethrow setup that I wanted. So I wanted to push those boxes against each other, and I wanted to tilt one of them so I could go fast. But I didn't quite get that, so... We're just going to go over here. I'm going to get this enemy done and out of the way, so it's because it's a leader, and it will get me nice points. That might need a restart, actually. I don't like this. Let's chance it. Let's chance it, everyone. You know, it's not a speedrun unless I just say, heck, let's just go. Let's just do it. Let's just see if it is. I'm doubting, but... I don't think that's an S rank, but we'll see. Oh, it is. It is. Good. Okay. Oh, had me worried there.
Perfect.
All right. So that's another 2 gold medals right then and there. Tropical Jungle is just one of the hardest stages in the run for all gold medals because the time bonus is so small. It's like 45k, and so you have to be like you can't get it from time alone, which would be the easiest way to do so. I now have a treat for you all. Remember I said earlier that we didn't get the silver medals in Dusty Desert. This is because we now have all of Silver's kit available, and we're going to break this stage in half. Keep your eyes peeled for this. Seriously, this is incredible. 10 silver medals. Let's count together in chat, everyone. The first one here, I'm going to do the lift exploit on this pot.
Iblis trigger.
I'm going to tilt it on the side like that, and then I'm going to lift it up into this room. That's one. We're then going to clip out through this corner. Put it here. Now we're back in the main area. And now I got this pot here, trick shot. There we go, bam. Hit that pillar, and we got the silver medal inside, that's 2. I'm now gonna go to the, gonna go to the, right over here. I'm gonna clip through this wall. I'm going to stand on this out of bounds thing, and I'm going to get enough thing. This is the water skips. I just jumped and held X, and we can get into this area by doing that. Also, listen. Yes, Amy. Yes, we're totally playing as Amy. Anyways, this is also really cool. Out of bounds section here. Oh. Shout it again. Shout it again. For the fans at home. Actually, it's probably gonna be better and more consistent if I don't do that again. So I had to, there's a very small seam out of bounds there. If I do 2 SCTDs in a row, I can like skip a bunch of here. I'm gonna try one more time, just for everyone. You know, it's a cool strat. There we go. There we don't go. I didn't notice my action gauge. That's a shame. Okay, we respawn in front of the checkpoint. It's all good. I'm just gonna finish this section as normal. Well, quote-unquote normal. You know, as normal as this game can get. So, oh. Okay. Sure.
Sometimes Silver just needs to panic flap his arms.
It's all good. I mean, I can relate.
Same, honestly.
So yeah, this is the area we would have gotten into had I gotten that. It's unfortunate, because that's a really cool part of it. But we still have cool stuff, of course. So we have a silver medal up here. And then I'm going to clip into the room that's 2 rooms over by doing this. And then I'm going to clip over to, we're going to ETD over to here. Get this big box here. Land on this pillar, jump, or jump. Oh. Sometimes the geometry in this game is a bit whack. Anyways, this clip is fun. So we're now in Amy's section, and we're gonna just do 1 clip to go to the middle of Silver's section over here to get this silver medal. And we're gonna clip through this door. Sand room again, but we got a little bit more maneuverability here. Go over to here. This capsule is good because you can just hit it and it regains all your action gauge. And we got another silver medal here. SCTDs are not being fun to me. Fun? Good. Fun to me. It's fun to me. Got a silver medal in here, and then we're just gonna skip this enemy section. Clip through here. There's a silver medal right here, and we're gonna skip the ball puzzle. Of course we will. And that is Dusty Desert Silver Medal Revisits. It is so cool, though. I kind of messed it up, but it's still very cool. Like, I just love the fact that this is still faster than doing it in the main stage, because Silver is so powerful here that we can just do whatever, and it works. And there we go. That's all the silver medals collected.
Perfect.
All 10 of them.
Nice.
And so we have all the silver medals in every single one of the stages, not the entirety of the Soliana, what's it? We don't have it for the entirety of the hub world, though, of course. Why are you counting? I said to count. We're counting the silver medals. And this is why I was really hoping, like, if this was like an in-person thing, the audience interaction in this run is incredible. Because you could just have people, like, scream the count, like, 1, 2, it's great. And it's also this category. You've seen, I hope I've shown the merits of this category. People think all the time, like, oh, completionist 06? No thanks. And I'm just like, heck yeah. Heck yeah, I mean,
if you're doing it casually.
I mean, yeah, okay, that's fair. But also,
if you're doing it casually, it'd be a no thanks. Because some of the silver medals I saw that you found in, like, the pillars and the statues, I'm like, how are you supposed to find those?
Prima. That's actually how I looked for all of them, to be fair. I did actually not do 100% 06 casually. I first 100% of this game when I learned it for the speedrun.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, we're gonna do some more pot, you know, fun.
Whee!
I think that's IL world record. It's very close. I have to see what my IL world record for this is, but I think that's IL world record. Maybe.
That's an 816.
Yeah, I have to check. It's the leaderboards are. I haven't actually put mine on the leaderboards yet because the leaderboards are like 123.
Oh, okay.
I have a 43. I just forget what kind of 43 it is. It might be IL record, but either way, I just saved about like 2 minutes, so we're on good pace. Yeah, very good. Okay, now we have White Acropolis hard. I'm not gonna go for the. I am just to be safe because this is world record pace at this point. I'm not gonna go for the AFC. I don't want to repeat what happened before. Don't want that. So we're on pace for world record, and I'm gonna be a little bit safer than I otherwise would be because, I mean, hey, this is a really good run so far. No silver medals, so I can just, you know, skip everything in place. We're gonna get points in the final section as silver, pretty much, and that's gonna be it. So we don't need to worry about score here, although I'll still destroy some boulders just because it's fun. Sorry everyone from Colorado, I know. You're the most precious city, currently being wrecked in the best game of all time. So I'm just gonna go for, yeah, I'm just not gonna bother with the AFC, I don't think. I just don't think it's worth it. Although, you know what? You win some, you lose some. I have enough time that I'm going to actually just try for it. I have to try for it once, right? For the fans.
For the fans.
Ah, I didn't die, but I was...
Didn't quite go as planned.
No. So I'm gonna try to destroy these enemies first. These ones, using the spinning fall, which is easier said than done. And I just have 2 of these left, I think. And there you go. Not bad, not great. I'm gonna get a little bit more rings and stuff just to make sure.
I actually like genuinely enjoy Blaze's moveset in this game and really wish that Blaze had her own 3D game.
Yeah, this is the only time both Silver and Blaze are playable in 3D. Unless
like bar like spin-offs.
I don't want to count Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, okay? I don't want to do that. Playable still, well, I guess, okay, they're in Black Knight, but not as themselves, technically.
Yeah.
So we're actually, this is also not an automatic S-rank, much like the normal stage. The time bonus is actually really low, despite doing like stuff that, you know, we couldn't do. The game's like, you can play this in 2 minutes at 35k. I guess that's good enough. I'm also gonna get some rings. I'm gonna do that after I get this combo here. I failed to chain a combo so far, because if you get like a combo, like a thing here, oh, there we go. Thank you, game. So many times I've said I haven't done this, and then it does it, so that's great. Game has a mind of its own. That is a combo. Oh. I should be fine. I think I should be fine. A little bit nervous about score here, so let's see if we get it. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Yeah, okay, we're fine. I don't know why I was so worried. So I don't actually really remember the time bonuses exactly, and I don't want to do a calculation like that in my head in the middle of a run, so I get like a general sense of what it is, and that's how I go with it.
Yeah, the same thing applies to me with SA2, 171 and 180. There are other runners who memorize the time bonuses. I do not, and I just cannot, which is why I tend to go for more consistent stuff to make sure I get the bonus points necessary, rather than potentially lose like several minutes redoing stages.
Yeah, for sure. Also, everyone, watch this.
I'm not going to let the English trigger get away.
There we go. So we need to get rings still in order to get the S rank here, but time is still good, and so I just need to get 30 rings and just get through the stage and we're done. This is the power of Telethrow, everyone. We love it. I love the fact that we have a Sonic Riders cameo in this event now. It's great.
That's quite the extreme gear Silver's got.
For sure. So I didn't lose my rings, that's good. You do need all the rings you can get, like about 30-ish. And you can just clip through this. And there you go. That is definitely an S rank. It will look like barely an S rank, but it's an S rank for sure, every time. So long as you get a time like below a minute, you're good. Silver wasn't pushed on the results screen, that's upsetting. Run over, run dead. That's totally ruined my passion for this. Silver can sometimes get pushed there, because why not? And now we have Aquatic Base hard. Aquatic Base is pretty simple. It's just the time attack, but the hard mode version of Aquatic Base is a little bit different. It's a little bit strange. In its own funky way. In that the second section, while we noticed how we went on those like super monkey ball science balls for a bit, they have more laser gates in the hard mode section, which means I need to do some really weird ETDs. Also, this is also a glimpse at what we do in No Credits Work. This, from the very beginning of the stage, I can just clip out and fly to the very last section of the stage. This is the last room in the area, and I can just clip through here, like this corner. Come on. Explode some boxes. Stun this enemy. And there you go. First section done in 22 seconds.
Silver Riders, double gravity.
Anyhow, Let's move on. So this is just time. This isn't an automatic S-rank per se, because the time bonus, like, you'll get often like 49k, but you have to defeat enemies at the end anyways. There's no way to skip that, so, you know, it's practically a given S-rank. You'll always get it if you just get good enough time. We get to see some interesting combat again with Silver without the shock bracelet. Hover like this. This is what I'm saying. There's no way to deactivate those lasers as far as I'm aware. And so you just kind of have to just do it. I also don't go for the big ball over there because there are like several laser gates here, and I just want an SCTD instead. Really smooth SCTDs so far though, for sure. Yeah, very nice. Clip through this wall. Close, but not quite. Compliment the game, and the game will definitely not give you any compliments back. You learned that the hard way with 06. 06 giveth, 06 taketh. Come on. There we go. Alright, so I'm gonna drop this box here, and now we got 2 of these boys. There's actually less birds here, so hooray! I don't have to deal with the bird stupidity. But as you can see, again, if it's just in a wall or something, it will just despawn as soon as you slap it. Which is pretty good. Oh, these are boys. They're doing something. They were definitely piling over there. So now these enemies, again, these should be instant kill, but they often aren't. Like, you can see sometimes it multi-hits, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see, stun this enemy. There you go. That's a aquatic-based hard. We're now getting into the last 2 hard stages. We're very close to the end of the run, in fact.
Perfect.
It's getting tighter and tighter, the time. Ooh. And we got the hardest stage yet to come. So we're going to first do, of course, we have Aquatic Base now, and then we have Kingdom Valley next, which is basically just speed through as Sonic. And then we have Flame Core Hard, the hardest stage in the entire run. It comes right at the end, and it will be the deal breaker here, I feel. It will definitely be the deal breaker here. We are very tight. I'm a minute ahead of world record at the moment.
So what is very hard stage? Like, why are the very hard stages even?
Very hard is DLC. If you don't know, Sonic 06 has DLC. The DLC doesn't count towards the gold medal requirements, so we do not need to play them. But it's DLC.
Okay.
Okay, be better to me this time, game. I mean, yeah, it was better, but what? That's not the rotation I expected at all. I, like, ricocheted off of something. Okay, that works.
That was certainly
A thing.
a way to do it.
It was a method. So, this is a little bit different in the section up here. We could have skipped Sonic if they kept the boxes in, but one of the major differences they did in hard mode stages was to remove the amount of objects that you had as Silver. That way you had to be more creative with your combat. Like so. So you can do some nice combat there. They also changed the order of the enemies here. I just did a little bit of M speed there. Ooh. There's a thing. There is M speed in 06. It doesn't work as it does in Unleashed or anything, but it's a thing. I'm using the white gem here just because I can, and you can see Sonic being really cool with his tricks. Very extreme and epic. So that Sonic's actually was supposed to originally have those animations as his base homing attack. For some reason, they're only in the white gem. Because why not? I don't need to get these enemies because I'm just gonna go for time. Skip to here, go out to here. Sky gem. There we go. I'm gonna switch to purple gem now. I'm actually just gonna jump over this check. Actually, no, I should get the jetpack just in case. I wanted to do the results breakout as Sonic here, so you can hear him go. You can hear him get an S rank and then go, man, today's not my day. Because if you actually do results breakout, no matter what, even if the thing is like an S rank, the game will always give you the D rank clip. This is because it's actually in a certain state when you do results breakout. You actually have been reset to 0 time, 0 points, and 0 rings, and you have a total of 0 points even if it doesn't calculate that you have any points on the results screen. So that's why it always plays the D clip, the D rank clip, if you've ever been curious as to why that is. So this is a bit funny. This section here, all you need to destroy are these enemies, these big golems. That's all it takes. Ah, you can see how that oh. You can see how I actually fixed Sonic's homing attack animation. No, Sonic! You can see how I fixed Sonic's homing attack animation. I did a white gem, and then I did a regular homing attack after. That will fix the animation. It will reattach it to the regular homing attack. Pretty weird thing to do, but it does that. So, we got one more hard mode stage left. This isn't the end of the run, but this is essentially the hardest remaining point left. Flamecore Hard, unlike its normal mode counterpart, is not an automatic S rank. In fact, the time bonus is quite low. You can defeat it, you can beat the stage in 4 minutes, which is really fast. It requires a bunch of really big, you need to be really good with your ETDs, you need to be really smooth all the way through, and it will give you 40k. That's not good enough for our purposes. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to get about 12 to 13k worth of points just from raw score. There we go. I want to clip through that. I'm gonna need to get some of the enemies up here, I think, because I'm not liking how I avoided that. So I just need to that. Stand here and wait for him to be stunned. He will basically, enemies like these, they have certain actions that are based upon how far away you are from them. So action like, I hate this enemy, by the way. Those enemies, they are terrible because they shoot these things that lag the game so much, and it makes it, you can even see how even if it follows you around everywhere, the game's just like, nah. So I'm gonna destroy this enemy for another 1,000 points. There we go. Clip into here, or not clip. Oh, misfired spring, very cool. Get that. So I'll get some more. I think I'm a little bit slow, so I'm gonna go for a bit more points to counteract that. It's a delicate balance, and the most important thing is that you do not die in the second section. There is almost no way to get an S rank if you die in the second section.
Does your score reset to 0?
If you die, yes.
If you die?
Yes, that's why.
Okay.
So you only have the time bonus, really, to go off of.
Yeah, it's just like Adventure 2 in that case.
Yeah, it can really mess with us. So I want to make sure I'm getting a decent. I think 6k is a good amount for this section. I'm just gonna try to go for time from now on. Again, this is the unclippable door we have coming up, so I just got to clip around it, I guess, which is it's kind of funny that we do that. But hold an SCTD. Cool. Avoid the death plane here. There is a death plane if you go too far to the left and inward. So I'm just gonna go out and around. Ellie into this. Hit the spring. Hover up to here. Making sure you live. Okay, we should be good. Don't worry, I didn't get hit. For some reason in hard mode, they decide to psych you out by panning the camera far down. It makes it look like you're hit, but you're not. I don't know why they changed that in hard mode. It really just makes everyone upset because everyone's just like, oh my god, you died. You didn't. Okay. This enemy is a leader in hard mode. It's not a leader in normal for some reason. Don't ask me why that's the case, but it's just not. So you can get a good amount of points there. And then gonna jump onto this thing. And we're gonna hopefully, that's one of the things where you want, that's a big time save if you can get those, where you open the door and, oh, you don't do that. Don't open a door like that. If you open a door and then you can use the door as it like opens to improve yourself, like, you know, to go faster through the stage, that's perfect. That's what you want. Hit that. I'm then gonna stand here, wait for this enemy to stun. I have health. 2 here. I'm then gonna get this orb, and we're gonna telefling. So telefling is just, again, pick up an object from afar as if you're on top of it. I almost barely missed that because the enemy would have exploded this thing. Okay, activate this enemy. It'll take a little while to activate. There we go. Oh, oh, oh. Don't lose my ring. Thank you. He pushed it in. He pushed it in for me. Thank you.
Yeah, let's go.
And so I can just go like this. I need to get 6 rings now. We're gonna do We're gonna go, this is why this is such a hard strap. So I need to get 6 rings now. We are going to go ahead and, I'll also kill this enemy just to be really safe on score. Okay. Go. 6, okay. I'm now gonna do some more damage boosting here. To skip this, I was gonna say boss. It's not a boss. To skip this normal section, I can hover here, and if I have 6 rings, I'll have a ring pushed into me when I hover and get hit in the air. And I can do 1. No!
No!
That means a restart, and that means world record's gone, unfortunately.
Oh.
That's Flame Core for you, everyone. That's Flame Core for you. So now we're going to start that from the very beginning again, which is okay. I was just barely far away. I was trying to do a teleslide to clip through the door. Didn't work. That's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, that looked extremely nerve-wracking.
I had to do it again,
honestly.
though, you know. It's not like it's over. I have to do it again.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I also showed why this category, this one stage, ruins this category. Well, it doesn't ruin it. I still love this category, but also, ugh. Yeah, there's no way we can get world record at this point, but that is absolutely fine. I'm okay with that. We have a good showing, nonetheless.
You can still get a really good time either way.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Blue. This game loves to torment you if you do one thing wrong. If you do one thing wrong, the game loves to torment you about it. It's great. Oh, okay. I guess that didn't count for points. We're still on good pace, though. It's still going to be a really good time.
Oh, yeah.
So if anyone has any questions about the run in general, about learning 06, getting into 06, this is the best time to ask it, because I'm just going to be doing everything I was doing just before. Again. So if you have...
So, like, how would you recommend someone approach getting into 06 speedrunning?
So if you all, I'm also going to mention this at the end of the run, but if you are interested in learning 06, we have a Discord server just for 06, which is on, if you go to the speedrun.com page, it'll be the Discord server link for speedrun.com/Sonic06. No hyphen or anything, just Sonic06. And you can join our server. We have a lot of tutorials for the different categories, and we're all very happy to see new faces in the community. I personally recommend starting with Silver is by far the hardest learning curve in 06 in terms of like which one to learn. Silver is by far the hardest to start off with, but I don't like it when the game does this to me. So instead of doing an ETD, an SETD, I now have to do a bunch of frame perfect inputs in a row instead of just one, thanks game, to get over to here. I can still make it, but ugh. Flame Core is rude.
Someone also asked why not do this stage earlier. So the hard mode isn't available until after you beat the story, is that right?
Yeah, and so menuing it would just be slower to like start off with this thing later. Like you would have to go all the way up and then down again to do that if you select it in the order. Hard mode is only available after you complete the stage, so.
Yeah, so like, and the menus don't wrap, so it's not like you can...
They do
like,
wrap.
You could if
can
you
go
wanted
up,
to.
actually, and you can go up, but the thing is, it's just more menuing. You don't have to do the bosses again, so why would you start from here? I mean, other than the obvious reason of this hard, do this now, but I take the chances.
Yeah.
It's also a really good way to see a finale. It's because it's just like, it's really tense. Flame Core Hard is. And it's going to continue to be tense. Because I need to do that again. I'm going to be safer, though. I think I'm going to be safer. I'm not going to do ETDs. I'm going to do all teleslides to there. I think that's what I'm going to do to make sure I'm safe. It's a shame, though. It really is a shame. That could have been like a 2 or 3 minute world record. But I'm not upset about it, because it's still a wonderful showing, and we're having a great time, which is what I wanted. I know, a great time from Sonic 06. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know it seems impossible, but sometimes the impossible is possible. Okay, I need to get this, and I need to jump really quickly and hover. There we go. I'm gonna get over here. With this, I don't want to do the teleping again because I just want to get there quicker. Or more consistently, I suppose. Yeah, these golems are like our biggest buddies in terms of score. They're 1,000 points each, so they're pretty useful by all means. And honestly, the fact that I lost it to Flame Core is it for some reason feels more okay, like justified. In the previous world record for 180 gold medals, which is the full category, do all gold medals, every single story. I have world record currently for that at 7 hours, 49 minutes, and 56 seconds. Previous world record for that was 10 hours and 48 seconds, or 48 minutes. And the person in that run, Yish, who, wow, doing 180 gold medals in like 2016, absolutely a trailblazer there. He'd spent 30 minutes on the stage. And he's pretty good at silver. All things considered. Ah, we're safe. Okay. There we go. Flamecore Hard is done, everyone. And we get on to the final part. That's an S-rank, thank God. If it wasn't, I would have probably panicked, but...
Perfect!
Indeed perfect. Enough. Alrighty then. Let's wrap this up, everyone. We got a few more stuff to do in the hub world, and then we're done with the run. Here, act mission. It's gonna give us 3 medals this time because we also got S-ranks in every single act mission. So, there's the third one. This is Sonic Adventure 3, Smile. But it actually is. This is Sonic Adventure 3. Don't kid yourself. We all know the truth.
Kind of also of that opinion.
It's Sonic Adventure 3, everyone. This literally just is Sonic Adventure 3. Sorry. It is.
And I think what people really want is Sonic Adventure 4. Why not?
Sure. But anyways, we're now going to say
Give us
goodbye.
Silver and
This
Blade.
is... We have a few more missions remaining. And some of them are incredible. So... We're going to say our goodbye to our friend the SETD here, because we're going to get the shock bracelet for the remaining few missions in the story. So I'm just going to jump up here. Oh, look at our friend. Oh. Good until the end, everyone. Good until the end. Until, you know, I need to get to this tree or whatever, and then it abandons me. I love this trick, and I love this category. Silver is, again, I think silver is the hardest to learn, but it is the most satisfying to get everything right. Look at that. Look at what I just did. See, that's cool. And now we're at this mission. I mentioned apples earlier. And now we're at the Soliana Apple Festival, everyone. This is the best mission. I have nothing else to say besides we love Paganini. We want to support a fellow Solianan out. And how we're going to do that is we're going to go ahead and put some apples in a barrel. Yes, really. Here's the apples. Put it in a barrel. Please. The music sells this, by the way. Absolutely sells this. Speedrunning. I'm going fast. I'm going very, very fast.
The apple barrel.
Does anyone want to guess what we do? So we need to get 50 to complete the mission. 50 apples in the barrel. Anyone want to guess what we do after 50? And if you know, don't spoil it. It's great. A little bit bad with my apple tossing skills right now. That's okay. I'm not a perfect appler. I don't own any sort of apples personally. I gave them up for playing this game. There's no such thing as an apple for a Sonic 06 runner, only in this game. Let's see. Should we be able to get the next dash? Oh. Wow, okay. There we go. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to die. Yep, we just die. After 50 apples, we die. So, the normal way you finish this mission is to just let time expire. The game registers that you've failed the mission at this point, but time is expired, and so it thinks it's the same thing as basically dying. Because we got 50 apples in the barrel, we finish the mission in 16 milliseconds. And we get an automatic S rank. Yes, every time. So if you want an easy world record in Sonic 06, just put 50 apples in a barrel and then fall into the water. This is why my friend...
I'm sure apples in every level.
My friend calls this, she calls this the polite apples category as a result of that one mission. and I just love it. She then also she photoshopped something together of like a bunch of apples with like a halo over one of them and one of the other ones saying please. We got only 3 more missions left. But these all involve combat, so we are getting the shock bracelet, the thing that we skipped earlier in this run. So first things first, we got 3 more silver medals to get, by the way. Only 3 more. And we're gonna get the gold medal for the silver medals at the end of the second mission. That's in this trio here. Oh, actually, you know what? This man talks about apples. He talks about gelato and apples, so I just wanted to show that on screen. I'm saying apples are a legit part of Solionan lore. It's not just me making that up. So now I'm going to do something really cool here. This is a telethrow on this sign. Ah, I didn't get to jump off. But you can see now we have the shock bracelet, which is that move. I can't hold X anymore, so I can't do LEs. And I can't do SETDs. I can do regular ETDs, because if you just press X, you still get that momentum maintained, which is what I'm doing right now. But you can't hold X without doing that mechanic, so. This is a combat mission, and this is going to show you why we do these now. These are all 3 combat missions, and we do this now because the shock bracelet for mass combat is super important. Basically, the way that this works is, it's like a sorry. Wow, talking for 2 hours makes my throat dry. Who would have thought? It's like the ground pound, like in the Mario series, in that you just press X and it does a radius of like stunning around you, which means you can pick up objects and enemies in a certain way. There we go. We get these friendly barricades back, giving way too much points for what they actually are, as usual. We got these barrels here as well. These barrels are like big, high-octane power. But as you can see, the shock bracelet's super useful because it means we can really quickly get rid of groups of enemies. For instance here, I'm just gonna X. Every one of these is stunned. Just throw them. I meant to do the X. I meant to jump and hold X. Okay. Seriously, it's super useful for combat, but we don't do it earlier because, well, the obvious. We want the full range of motion for silver with SETDs and whatnot. So that's why we wait until now, and it is still faster to return here than to do them in the story mode. Because I mentioned before that having the additional load screens can be slow, but you would get like a 3-minute time here if you didn't have the shock bracelet. It would be significantly harder than it otherwise would be. So it's worth it, really. At least from my routing. Obviously, this category is still a bit underran, and so there is always a chance that there might be a new routing that you could help find. So if you are interested in like supporting this, I would absolutely love to hear from peeps if they would ever like to run this stuff, because it's an ongoing development of a category, really. It is the Wild West of 06, as I like to say. There we go. That is the first mission of the last 3 done. We have 2 more missions left, everyone. Alan is so happy. Alan from Soliana, which is basically Venice. Alan. Everyone's best friend.
Perfect.
And now we got the last silver medal, everyone, of the entire run here. Last one. Just one more. And then we're going to fight. We're going to protect some barrels. This is really funny, honestly. This one is kind of funny, this mission. It's there. I'm not going to actually fail it, hopefully, mark my words, but if you fail it and you let the barrels explode in this next mission, you just get a black screen with the sound of a barrel exploding, and then you load back into Hub World, which is really funny. I might show it off after if there's enough time, but we have Roberta here, and it's very funny. The pigeon isn't here anymore. The pigeon's only in an earlier version of the Hub World. for silver. The pigeon is not in the final one here for some reason. So we cannot see Hudson, I'm afraid. Hudson, the pigeon, which they say coup, and you appreciate the coup, and that's all you gotta do. Okay, that works. I meant to do... I'm so used to not having the shock bracelet, honestly, because we don't have it in, like, every other category, that I kind of mess up sometimes by not pressing X enough. That's good enough. You can actually, really weird thing about this mission is you can actually just defeat the final set of enemies, because you just have to walk to that area and they'll spawn, the final set of enemies. You can clip out to the left and just go to that section, and you can finish the stage that way. But it's actually faster just to go through the stage normally, because that set of clipped outs takes a little while, and then you might not get enough score to get an S rank. So it's not worth it, typically, to do that. Okay, and we got one more left. One more mission. And I'm pretty sure at that point we have all the gold medals, but it's always good to check, just to make sure. I know all of you are really familiar with a certain mobile game. And I know you've probably often seen it in YouTube videos when you least expect it or want it. But don't worry, this is GDQ's stream. We aren't sponsored by... Well, we are sponsored by some people, but I know we're not sponsored by them, as far as I'm aware. But I am sorry to say that, at least in my case, this speedrun has been sponsored by Raid Evil Monster. Raid Evil Monster is a mission you can play in Silver's story in Soliana New City. And you can play it at any point you want. You just have to make sure to say yes to help, and then you can finally play it. Make sure to pick up your own copy of Sonic 06 and a 360 or PS3 to join in on the fun. Yes, I had to do that. I'm sorry. So Raid Evil Monster is a weird mission to end on, because this is an automatic S rank, but look how much of this we have. We have so many barbers that I need to destroy. I do not want a haircut. I like my hair the way it is. And so we can get a lot of points just using these. It is incredible, in fact. And I actually bought something earlier that I haven't used before, and we're going to use here. It's called the Single Layered Extreme, which basically dates this game pretty well. That's quite a name for a power-up. The Single Layered Extreme is if you double tap RT, it will pick up all the objects within a certain range, and allows you to throw them more consistently than you otherwise could. So we get there. That gives us a combo. We're just going to destroy more. I don't know why I say dentists sometimes. They're not the same thing. I promise, barbers and dentists, they're not the same. You heard it here first, folks. So just got these enemies, and destroy this. There we go. That looks like an S rank already, I'm pretty sure. But let's wait and see. Time is coming up very soon if this is an S rank, so get ready on time. We split on the final medal animation. So, yep, this is an S rank.
Perfect.
3, 2, 1. Time. 2:10 flat for me. Really good run. Really good run. 3 minutes off. 3 minutes off world record, and that's all because of Flame Core, to be honest.
Jeez. GG on that, though.
I mean, considering I had a whole revisit of a stage, the fact that it's still 2:10 is incredible. That's better than the previous world record was. The one that I have world record at 2:07 now, but before then I had 2:12, and so that was better than my previous world record. So still a very slick and clean run. Let's just check and make sure, though. We always have to make sure. Yes, because I had 17, and so this is a valid run. There we go. All gold medals and silver story completed in 2 hours and 10 minutes. Wow, that was really fun. And Amber, I really have to thank you for being a host for this. You are incredible, and the efforts you're doing are incredible. I had such a fun time riffing on those missions, even though they're legitimately, the missions are so funny. The missions are great in this game. If you are interested in other speedrunning content, I run 06 a lot. I've ran 06 for 8 years now. which means it's 40% of my life, which means worryingly, if my calculations are correct, a month of my life is just load screens. Yes, it's fine, I promise. If you're interested in other runs I do, I run the Mega Man X series. I also do some Super Monkey Ball. You can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/FocusSight or on Twitter at twitter.com/FocusSight. I also want to give a special shout out to Fastest Furs, which is the marathon that I work for. We're doing an event pretty soon for the Organization for Autism Research. And as someone who has autism myself, I am actually really happy to be supporting an organization that I know is really good and I've worked with before. And so that'll be sometime in May. So if you're ever interested in that, you can follow Fastest Furs at twitch.tv/Fastest Furs. Amber, thank you for having me. And thank you for setting up such a wonderful event. It was really fun to do this, and this is something that I've only shown one other time at a marathon. So thank you for giving it another chance. And I think I showed it.
It is my pleasure.
I think I showed, hopefully, to everyone here that, yes, this category is incredible. This game as a speedrun is amazing. Even if casually it's really bad, that doesn't matter in speedrunning. You can make whatever you want out of life, and this is a prime example of that.
So, you did finish like 20 minutes under estimate.
Yes.
Is there anything you'd like to show off to fill a little bit of time?
How long do I
so
have?
that we make sure. Let me look at my schedule and how it's going.
This is gonna be fun.
What do you say, like, at least 10 minutes?
Yes,
Do you have
I
anything
can talk
like
about
a
things.
10-minute glitch showcase or something?
I do, actually. I could talk about stuff specific to missions, for instance. So I
Yeah,
mentioned
we've got
earlier,
like 10, 15 minutes
I
or
mentioned
so.
earlier. Yeah, I can do that, for sure. I love how I finished so hard underestimated. They're just like, hey, do you want to show how broken the game is anyhow? Like, sure. I'm just like, cool, because I know, I have a bunch of useless information about this game. Yeah. So I've just broken out by doing what I mentioned before. If you hold X, like so, you can break out and look, oh, okay. They have the things here. I probably should do this on a different file. Although I think I'm not going to be able to complete it because I have the shock bracelet right now. And that means I, fall flat to the ground. If you complete these rings, it will finish the mission and will reload you right before you talk to the mission again. This counts for score. So there is an infinite score exploit here where I repeat this section of the mission forever and then finally start the mission and then do more of that score exploit until whatever score I want. Obviously that's not allowed in terms of the actual score record, but it's kind of funny that it can do that. Let's see what else. I might have to switch profiles if that's fine with you.
Yeah, that's fine. You have time. We have the time. Trust me.
I'm trying to think about other strats I want to show in all gold medals for Sonic and Shadow at the moment, so I'm just trying to think of what files I need to get into. I think... Which one of these has a full file? Does Really Longathon have a completed file? Let's see. I hope? I don't know. Yes, this is a completed 180, so you can see I have 180 gold medals here. Great. So I'm gonna go to Shadows. I love some of these. Aquatic Base. So I already have the gold medal, the silver medals here. I can't show you all of them, but I'm gonna show you hopefully the strategy we would do, because I remember how I did earlier in Silver's Aquatic Base. I skipped an enemy section by clipping into the gate by setting up a box and stuff. There's a very similar way of doing that as Shadow, but like a different process, like clipping into a thing. There's a silver medal normally there, but I'm not going to get it, of course. I'm back in bounds. Okay, let's try it again. I actually clipped through first try without actually pausing, which surprised me. This is a pause clip. I can then go around. I'm going to get to here. So this is a vehicle. This is a bike. And you can exit and enter the bikes as much as you'd like. Just barely. Okay, I'm gonna try that one more time. So, what we're gonna do here, I don't know if any of you can see the setup we're getting at. Okay, see if I can do it one more time. I have not practiced this in ages. Yes, that's what you do. So because we are far away enough when, this is just amazing. This bike here, when you can re-enter it at any point when you're on top of it, as long as you're near the front. And at that point, the game will lock your position to do the animation. Because the cage hadn't spawned in yet, it drove through here, and by the time that I re-entered into it, which would phase through things, it phased through this this gate and allow me to enter the spring, which is what we do, and it's really cool. Also, I can just press A here and up, I think, and I can flip through. There we go. That's funny. Hey, Silver's back. Let's do some fun as it. No, never mind. Let's not do any fun. No more fun. It's honestly great. I love that strat, and it's I honestly '06 strats just come to you sometimes. It's just like, okay, this is something I guess we're doing now. Let's think of one of the worst missions. So, what is a good mission in Sonic's story? We could fight Sonic Man again, but that's kind of boring. Yes, this one's kind of weird. This is the 100 Forgotten Rings. It's a mission in Sonic's story that is done near the very end. It's mission 17, and it's actually done as one of the last missions in the run. So there is a gem called the Yellow Gem in Sonic's story, which is supposed to act like an electric shield if you played S3K or stuff. That's how it's supposed to act. Except for sometimes when it doesn't do that, and then we get this. So the 100 Forgotten Rings, the way to get through this stage, you might think, oh, I have the yellow gem, I'll just use the yellow gem, right? No. What we do here is we light, by the way, these are registered as individual rings. There is no light dash path, but if I align myself like this and get a light dash, that's how you get through this section. That's how you do this. I know, it's pain. Look at it. Look how painful this is, but it's the fastest way to get through. So we do it. And it's most prominent here. So I just align myself like so, and use the light dash. You don't want to spam X, because that will force you to kick. But, yeah. This is a mission that we have to play in Sonic's story. Oh, the kick, yes! The kick. That's a good one to show as well. I did say if we finished under time, I would show that. So I will show that to end this, of course. But yeah, the way that the pillars here are built are such that the roofs of buildings are built such that you could just light dash through those and stay on the middle. It forces you to stay in between, which is kind of funky, but so I can do that again here. Oh, that's what you want to avoid. Whatever. That's why you want to avoid spamming X. And so from here, I'm going to show off a shadow mission, which is my favorite, and then I'm going to show off the kick cutscene. Does that sound good?
Yeah, by all means.
I know if we need more time, but this is the best shadow mission. Everyone get ready to learn how to operate a motorcycle. We're going to get our license, and we're going to do it in really... I love this mission. I don't know how to explain it. I love this mission. I don't know why I love this mission, but I do. We have Solomon here, famed of the Solomon Island, Solomon. Obviously, maybe. So we have motorcycle license test. So what is it you need to do to get a motorcycle in Soliana? Step 1, avoid explosives. Make sure you don't die from explosives, please. You know, that's important in Soliana everyday life, to ride a motorcycle. That's like, you know, the basic premise of cycling. Why would you do it any other way? The second part of the motorcycle license test, Soliana official test, is to shoot at boxes. Because that's a thing that we do in the driver's test in any sort of way or place. I'm sure if you've ever gone to a Harley-Davidson, they want to make sure that you can do these 5 things. And so I'm hoping that everyone who gets a motorcycle has passed this exam. So we just shoot at it, because, you know, all motorcycles have guns. That makes sense. You can do like a really big turn over here. Curve like so, and then get bonked into a wall, and you know, you kind of feel cool, but you aren't cool. It's like the Fast and the Furious, but sad. So yeah, 5 boxes, you know, normal motorcycle stuff. And then this next one. This is supposed to be go through the cones. Go through a bunch of cones in this, which we don't do. We're not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to pause clip out, and now the motorcycle's hovering. It is better to just get out of the motorcycle for this one, because these cones can damage the motorcycle and cause it to be explode, which would fail the mission. So just fly through these, shadow without a motorcycle, and there you go. You know, that's an important part of the motorcycle, getting off the motorcycle and doing what you're supposed to do on a motorcycle by foot. I've always ran the courses on my driver's tests, of course. You know, they say it's the same thing. The human body is just a human car. We'll do the same thing again here to get 5 bronze medals. They're back, everyone. The bronze medals are back. And they're more stunning than ever. Look at that. Because it's not that the motorcycle here is slower, it's just that these are sharp turns, as you can see. Like, these are, like, rigid angles. Very, very bad angles. So those are the 4 steps so far. The 5th step is to do the first step again. Which is a thing.
Yeah, someone's like hyper focused on the fact that cones can explode the motorcycle.
Oh, collision detection in this game is wonderful. We love it. So I'm just gonna drive through here, you know, avoiding all the barbershops, and there you go. We got our motorcycle license, everyone. We did it. Even though that means I illegally drove earlier when I showed that cool trick. Whoops. And so, yeah, motorcycle time. That's a motorcycle, baby.
Perfect.
I love all the all-gold medals for different reasons. I think Shadows is the best after Sonic's, to be honest. I think it goes Silver, Shadow, Sonic in terms of all-gold medal fun. Sonic all-gold medals is really annoying. I'll name one stage why. This stage is the culprit. So you need to, in order to get the S rank, you need to actually have enough rings. There aren't enough rings in story mode unless you get everything in one go on the Mach speed. You need a perfect, clean Mach speed first try. The reason why is because the time bonus in the story mode for Kingdom Valley Sonic is double the speed decreasing, so it's 80 points removed per second rather than 40. No idea why, it just is. And so the story mode has a lower time bonus for this than it otherwise should. Meaning the story mode version of Kingdom Valley is harder, but it's also the fastest way to do it, because we're visiting a stage that's 4 or 5 minutes to get the S rank. That's a lot of time wasted. And that's 5 minutes IGT. Add in the load times, it's more like 6 minutes RTA. So Kingdom Valley Sonic is the bane of my existence, to be honest. And it can be very frustrating. But I'm here for what everyone else wants. We're gonna finish off with a nice little movie. Actually, I should do it in Silver Story because, you know, that's what we just played 10 years ago.
Chaos control.
I'm gonna let the rest of the cutscene play out because you often don't see the rest. So, while the rest of the cutscene's playing out, which isn't as funny, yeah, I've been FocusSight. I'm really hopeful everyone enjoyed this commentary, this run. I had a blast. Thank you, Amber. Really, Amber, you made this so much more fun. Like just by commenting on things with me. I want to appreciate everyone. You should just give Amber a big clap on a big. I don't know how to applaud people. You've done a great job, Amber, and they deserve all the recognition for being one of the main people to put this all together. So absolutely, Amber, we love you. Keep up all the good work. I don't know why. So I just realized Silver has I just forget Silver has black eyeliner on the sides of his eyes. I forget that he has that.
I mean, Shadow's got red.
I know, but Silver doesn't have black anywhere else on the body, right? Except the irises.
Yeah.
It's just sort of. It's a thing.
It's a little out of place.
Mephiles isn't trying
It is really. I didn't notice it until now, and now I'm never gonna unsee it when I play through Silver. God. I love the scrunching. You could see the scrunching. The scrunching of the.
To discover what happened.
The way it's like.
It seems we must see what took place 10 years ago.
Like if the motion in some of these cutscenes weren't a little unnatural, there's some nice small bits of expression I really like, with mostly just their eyes.
They do actually have. It's not for 2006. This is actually a pretty well animated cutscene, to be honest. It's not that bad. I guess. Oh, this cutscene. I forgot this cutscene existed. Oh boy, this cutscene. It's just Amy and Elise just walking in New City, and then the mission is in Castletown, by the way.
I'm Amy Rose. My name is Elise.
The fact that the lighting on them is very different is the thing that stands out to me most. Like, the lighting is completely different between the two. I don't know why. It is.
Wait,
Yeah.
not a leaf.
Also, wait, her shirt.
The lighting is completely
Does she have?
different.
What is her shirt? What's the top of her dress? What is that? Is that the skin? Is that showing? Does it go around? Does it just stick to the top of her shoulders?
Nothing starts.
Amy or
Amy.
Elise?
Amy, look back at Amy's shoulders as soon as if
Oh,
it does.
you mean like the
the dress? Like
the white
fur clips through. Like, no, there's a pink there on the top of the
Have
shoulder.
some feelings for this person, would you?
Oh,
What? No.
I'm noticing things
like
I've
I know
never
her
noticed.
dress is backless. Her dress is backless. I know that much.
It is. So where does it just like super glue? Also, yeah.
It like I think the white part like goes around her neck and that's what's holding the dress up.
No.
But like,
I really
it's just the models in this game are a mix of both like interesting but also, dear God, what were they thinking?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely something.
That guy's the lucky
I mean, honestly, the animation in 06 is actually pretty decent compared to what came just before it, to be honest.
What was the game right before the Shadow?
Yeah, Shadow and Heroes and stuff, like, that sort of thing. I think Heroes has decent animations because of the style it's going for, but I'm referring to, like,
the CGI
SA1,
of
SA2,
Shadow.
like that stuff.
Yeah, like the CGI of Shadow the Hedgehog is some of the best in the series besides like Unleashed. But like during the Dreamcast GameCube era, absolutely like Shadow the Hedgehog has the best CGI.
Yeah.
You can at me on Twitter to like disagree, but I don't care.
Yeah. With that, I think though, I think are we good to finish and wrap up here with 06?
Yeah, we are good. Thank you so much for showing some of those other missions and also
it was great.
Showing those cutscenes.
I loved it.
I'm sure
This
people are
game-
satisfied.
I mean, I've played this game for 8 years now. There must be something about it that keeps you coming back, and I think I have put that energy onto other people. So again, if you're interested in learning 06 as a speedrun or want to keep up to date with what we're doing, you can go to speedrun.com/Sonic06, SONIC06, nothing else in between. And you can click Discord to join our Discord server. I've been FocusSight, and this has been a lovely time. Thank you so much for having me, and good luck with the rest of the marathon.
Thank you so much. Coming up next, we have Animus United with Sonic the Hedgehog, the Game Boy Advance version, showing off Anniversary Mode All Emeralds. If you've never seen Sonic 1 on the GBA, well, you're certainly in for something. Couldn't tell you what, but you are certainly in for something, and you will make of it what you will. But just a reminder to everyone that if you are interested in volunteering for Summer Games Done Quick 2021 online, which is coming up on July 4th to the 11th. We do have volunteer submissions open. They're open now until April 23rd. If you check out gamesdonequick.com for more information, you can find out how to apply for that. You can also find the schedule for SGDQ 2021 online on May 17th at the same website. And also, if you just do gamesdonequick.com/hotfix, you'll be able to find information on all of our regular hotfix shows. This is a one-off special that we did last year as well, or we did a version of this last year, and this is the follow-up event. But we do other weekly shows. I do two bi-weekly shows. There's Keyzeron doing the first step with J-Hobbs. Railcoon and Richard, who are wonderful techs this year, or again this year before this event, also have their own shows. But take a look at that. In the meantime, we're going to go to a quick break while we get the Sonic GBA run going, and we'll be right back after a few minutes.
Bye, everyone!